one thing I like, it's grinding. And I'll throw myself as something that's vaguely Rift-like. What's going on, guys?
What is up, fellas?
Hey.
Guys, we got to be on our best behavior this episode. In the pre-show, we talked about how I've been fucking this up. This is where I fuck up. Being on the best behavior, I take that somehow in reverse. We have some high ups from the Foes clan here today with us.
Well, I don't know about high up. I mean, they're kind of somewhere up there. I don't know about that, but
it's like middleman.
I mean, they're like, I guess maybe assistant manager status, like where that's where we're at right now. Maybe, you know what? I'll give you guys like shift manager.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I'll give part-time manager, right? Because you're still chasing the dream on the side. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I'm the guy that's going to remake your burger when the drive-thru screws it up.
There you go.
No. You're the guy that comes to the table when they fuck up my food, and you have to say, "Hey, that's on me. I'm really sorry," and you give me the coupon for a free burger. That's where you guys are at right now. But hey, that's good. That's good. All kidding aside, no. It is awesome to have you guys on. Introduce yourselves, fellas.
I'll let Ghetto go first.
All right, well, here I am. I'm ghettofish 32. That name, it originates from hockey life and something else I've talked about with Stripes. I don't know if I can get into it on here, but it has something to do with managing an adult website. But hey, whatever. We'll talk about it later.
Ghetto has the greatest origin story.
What? No, we need to hear though. This is something we need to talk about immediately. Like, there's no holding on this.
Glad you guys agree with me on that one. Stop the record. We ain't talking about Destiny right now.
Explain yourself, good sir.
Viewer discretion is advised. Now go.
Okay.
Say that.
For all of our PG-13 listeners, I'll keep this as clean as I can. But a long time ago in the dawn,
of a friend who had sex with a transsexual person, and they said it felt like a bag of frozen gummy bears. So you can be as explicit as you need to be, Bubba.
All right. Well, a long time ago in the dawn of the internet, when it was like just starting out and Facebook and MySpace was not even a thing, I had a website. Girls would write the word ghettofish on themselves and take pictures and send it. And I would post it. And I had massive collections of this. And this was something I didn't even solicit. It was people wanted to be amateur famous. I don't know. And so that was a thing. And then I played hockey, and we needed a sponsor because our sponsor had bailed on us. They apparently said that we were a hockey team with a drinking problem. Or a drinking team with a hockey problem.
I was just gonna say I thought drinking was part of hockey. That's part of your training, right?
It is. That's how it started. We were at the bar and we were like, "Fuck, we can play hockey. Who can't play hockey?"
Hey, that's how we got an Olympic curling team. They just said, "Hey, we can play. We can do curling." They just showed up.
The disrespect for curling you have is unreal, sir.
Continues, good sir. Continue.
So I don't know. A couple of years later, I got back into playing video games, and I needed a gamer tag, and so I went with Ghettofish because that was the name of my hockey team. 32 was my number. I played goalie, and
you're like Goldberg.
Yeah, just not as fat.
Okay,
fat, not as fat.
Wow.
So there's that, and then I got into. I was pretty much being egotistical. I was a Call of Duty god. I thought I was really good, and I really was. And I switched because I got bored with how the game went to Destiny, and here I am. Played it for 3 years before I realized I was playing it wrong. Joined in on a couple of clans, and I feel so much smarter. Not Einstein smart, but smarter.
All right.
All right.
Okay, so I have one question for you.
Okay.
In regards to having women write your name on them and send you pictures, I'm assuming there was also video?
Absolutely.
Okay, so what were your other 2 wishes for the genie that you found? I need to know. Also, where did you put the bottle? The kid could use a new house.
So I enlightened Stripes, just so you know, for historical value. You know, the archives. If you go to a website called the Wayback Machine, and you look up ghettofish.com,
okay,
He's already doing it. Buster's feverently typing right now.
You'll see some of the content that was there. And oddly enough, a funny story. I was talking with Stripes through Discord about that stuff, and there was one that I found that I thought was hilarious, and I went to send him a screenshot, and I ended up sending it to somebody else in Discord by mistake. So that person was not happy with me.
Oh boy!
Yeah.
Right. That's awesome. This that's not where I was gonna be thinking we were heading with this conversation.
I know, right?
Well, okay, so that is ghetto. Let's hear about our other returning guest.
Coming back.
All right. Well, that's Stripes. My story is not nearly as.
We've already heard your story. You're not.
Fascinating as But it's great to be back. I've been looking forward to it for some time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you know, I was really happy you guys reached out, man. I really wanted you guys to come on. As soon as you said, hey, I was like, you know me. I was like, get you guys on immediately as soon as you can.
Because it's always a joy to have. I mean, basically, I don't really want to say it's giving back, but I mean, kind of allowing those people like a bit of a spotlight and such, and you know, and because I mean, with the way y'all have taken us in, and good lord, freaking admins have added us to the website, which I'm not sure if we gave a proper thank you to them, but you know, there's a huge appreciation for that. But yeah, it's great.
Yeah, no, it's not a problem. Yeah, it's nice to have a big family. I mean, gamer community is not always respected or even thought highly of. You know, it's usually the opposite, and you know, it's nice to have, you know, a community feeling. You know, it goes a long way.
Go ahead, Des.
No, I was about to say it's actually massively impressive. I mean, considering the fact that I kind of keep saying it at least off show. I mean, Foes isn't like your normal modern gaming community anymore, because they have these huge numbers without anything like, you know, any kind of, usually only get these types of numbers with like a content creator base. Right. You know, like podcasts or YouTubers or streamers or whatever. They are usually responsible for having these massive like clans and communities. But I mean, Foes is just your normal average community that blew up.
Yeah, no, absolutely. One of the things that on the admin chat for Discord that we were talking about yesterday, for instance, the founder Museum of Dragons, give him a shout out. He's doing a great thing. And one of the things yesterday, he wasn't working, whatever it was. He was, you know, basically on a computer for the day. And in the span of 4 hours, got one of our newest clans from 18 members to 95. Jesus. And it was so funny because he was posting comments from our Bungie forums of people getting salty where they're like, can you guys cut it out? You're stealing all the new people.
Other players are getting mad.
Okay.
Yeah, they were like getting salty. They're like, it's impressive. And the thing is, I mean, we have, I don't want to let too much of a cat out of the bag, but I guess I will. If I get yelled at, I'll get yelled at. But, you know, we have, I believe it's 4 or 6 more clans in the making.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And we have people that are waiting. We are, for lack of a better word, there's a couple of PvP clans that we're going to be swallowing up. That you know, they just said, "Hey, we suck at managing ourselves. Can you guys manage us and help us? And we said, yeah, sure, no problem. And that's going to happen. I mean, that's one of the reasons why some of the admins, they float from clan to clan is, get the XP up and get everything else up. So that way, it's a little bit more, it's mostly cosmetic, but people like to see that. If they're going to go somewhere, they're like, oh, I like seeing that they get their raid engram. I like seeing that they get, this. I like seeing that I can pick a different flag banner, something, along those lines. So it is really good. It's getting bigger, and there's no stopping, really. I mean, and it's all unselfish. There's no pay to play. We hate the word carry. We assist every single member that asks for help. One of the unofficial mottos is, if you don't get help in foes, it's because you don't want it.
I mean, legitimately. Because, I mean, the only time I don't get help is if I don't reach out. Right. Because, I mean, you're not psychic. I mean...
So, fellas,
I left my crystal ball at home.
I got something I got a little something to tell you guys. Yesterday, Ghettofish and Stripes helped your boy get that Whisper of the Worm.
Yeah. I had a feeling. Yeah.
And you're gonna love this. I actually got to see what the boss looked like.
You made it. You jumped all the way through. Nice. You son of a bitch! You made it through.
It's gonna get better. It's gonna get better. You're about to lose your fucking mind, Double G. It wasn't with my Titan.
Oh God.
It was with my motherfucking Hunter.
That's. I commend you, good sir. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you.
Like, the guys can attest. I was like, okay, so I'm gonna go around this thing that looks kind of like a tit. All right, cool. Now what am I gonna do? Okay. All right, so around this ledge. Yeah. Okay, cool. Why the hell is it like this? Oh man, this is frustrating. I really hate jumping puzzles. Goddamn, guys, I hate jumping puzzles.
You should have made him go all the way up to the top of like the green room. You should have just made him go all the way up to the top. Yeah, you got to go here, and then just run through the little underneath pass, and then leave him in. Oh man, no, but
there are a lot of ways that we mess with people. Like, especially if we know them, when we guide them through Last Wish, as soon as we, make the dunk, I'm not sure if you guys have all done it, but as soon as you make the dunk, then we're like, shoot the orb. Oh, we screwed up. We got to do it all over. And then people, like, you hear them, like, just get sad without even saying anything.
They don't even know what's going on. They're just like, all their dreams, they're all excited. They're all excited.
My rage would know no bounds.
Oh, damn it, you fucked it up.
Yeah, the guys can tell you, I get a little, I wouldn't say salty, I would say ragey. I get a little crazy sometimes.
Sometimes?
Yeah. Lester has very little patience in a raid.
Oh, the raid was when we just beat the first boss. That is the best, man. I've heard some things that I don't know if I feel comfortable repeating.
I get frustrated. Let me just because I feel like I need to explain myself because my gameplay time is limited. So I feel like it's a risk versus reward. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm going to give up 2 hours of potentially grinding forges or whatever I want to do for a possibility that I could fail, it's kind of tough, Oh, that's why.
But the excitement in your voice it makes my night. It makes my night.
Oh no, we're doing it. I'm down to do it on Thursday. That's what I was telling the guys. Double G, I'm off on the 31st. So,
well, we'll see. It's a Thursday, so that's like a shit day for me. So maybe I'll. We'll see.
But if we can get together, we definitely will, though.
You know it.
I know foes will be there. I can probably get a foe raid.
Yeah.
Oh, you can definitely get people from foes. I mean, all you got to do is post and ask, and it'll fill up quick.
No, it's funny that hearing you guys talk about that, because I used to run me and Aaron used to run a small clan. We had like 40, 50 people. It wasn't anything crazy, but it is the amount of time and dedication you have to put to recruiting, to getting new people in, to keeping stuff fresh, just doing everything. It is a pain in the ass. And you guys do an amazing job. And the expansion has been absolutely amazing. You know what I mean? We talk about all the time. We're like, because you got to understand, we come from you got to find quality people to get in there. You know what I mean? And quality people is tough. And I honestly haven't ran into a single Foes member who has been a pain in my ass. The only one who's a pain in the ass is me. That's pretty much it. It has been such a welcoming community, and we appreciate it. I mean, I wish we had a few more Pacific Standard Time Guardians, but that's all right. That's all right. Hey, we found one. But it's one of those things where, like I said, we really appreciate all you guys do about keeping this clan, this giant ass clan, just keeps growing and growing until Foes takes all over Destiny. But it's just really impressive. You got the way you guys keep everything going and the positivity, and everyone's following the rules. I really like it, and it's a good environment to be in and playing.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree with you more, and it has a lot to do with the way that it's set up. It's we have the admins. It's more of a round table. I mean, Museum's the founder, and we respect any decision that he makes in regards to people. But the thing is, it's a round table. Everybody gets to listen, and sometimes it's like, oh yeah, you're right. That guy's a jerk, and there might be people that come in, and because we have the right admins in place, that we see that, wow, this guy's not going to gel, this guy's not going to fit, and a decision might be made a little bit quick to exclude him from Foes activities. I don't want to say kicked, but that's what it is.
Kicked. Give him a boot.
It is. Hey, guess what? Some people deserve that fucking size 12 in the ass, man.
No, absolutely.
If they treat other people disrespectfully, and some people don't. You're just going to get it. And, I've had people, dude, I had a story where a guy literally snapped while he was in a party chat with us, and he was good for like 3 days in the clan. He was good for like 3 days, and he just literally snapped. Like, he went from being a person who was like, wow, you're like, oh, this guy's really cool, I enjoy playing with him, to literally like, dude, that guy needs help. Like, literally in a matter, and you don't even know. You're dealing with the internet. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely. We just had a scenario. So there's one of the things that's exciting about Foes is we are so welcoming. We have all walks of life. It doesn't matter your sexual orientation. It doesn't matter what ethnic background you have. One of the newest challenges that we have that is actually, it's kind of fun, is that we are adopting a clan that is based out of, I believe it's Norway, and they are deaf. They literally cannot hear. And they are asking for guidance through raids. And I'm going to tell you, it's happening. We are happening like to just get through raids with people that can't listen to mechanics, can't do this, can't do that. And it's a really good feeling to be able to help people like that. And one of the things that we had is awesome. That the guy was asking for help. He's kind of the leader of the people that can't hear. He's the first one to come over. So I kind of call him Mattio. What's up? Obviously, I don't think he's going to be able to hear this, so this just kind of makes it awkward. But in any case,
I love that you gave a deaf guy a shout out. I love you so much. I love you so much.
I am gonna text him and say, "Hey, you got a shout out."
Yeah.
Still on Twitter.
But he was doing one of the mechanics, and some of the people that were in the clan that we vetted them. We said, hey, they're cool people. Well, they, for whatever reason, decided it would be okay to mess with them, and they were like, they were saying stuff, or they were doing, like, I guess it was on a webcam, and it was just like a really awkward situation, and it came to our attention. He's the one who actually told somebody else, and somebody else mentioned it to us, and we're like, that's messed up. That's not the way we do things. We're a lot of people say, hey, the Foes guys, they're tolerant. No, we're not tolerant. We're welcoming. It's like tolerant means it's like, you don't like it, but okay. That's what my wife is. My wife is tolerant of me playing video games. But
that's what it describes.
But Fozy's went through it.
She deals with it.
My wife is tolerant of how bad I play video games.
Half the time.
Yeah, when I told my wife, I'm like, oh yeah, I made arrangements to make sure that my youngest minion was taken care of today, so she wouldn't come down and make a guest appearance, whatever. And she's like, why? What is all this for? I'm like, they asked me to be on a podcast. She's like, what? She goes, do you really think you're that good?
She obviously hasn't heard this podcast, but that's all right. I like knowing those.
For the compliment. I appreciate it.
Oh man, no, that's great.
God.
Well, I'm glad. Hey, I love hearing about foes, man. I'm really happy that you guys were able to come and get on. So how about we start talking about a little game we like to play?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, guys. So what's going on this week? How has your week in Destiny 2 been?
Grindy. Just grindy. That Luna still eluding me.
Yeah, it is. Me and Aaron have been on the same kick. Although we did get on a team and we were able to jump up from like 550 ranked up to like 1100 in rank. So we were able to make
better than me.
yeah. We won. Yeah, we won 5 games in a row. We had a nice solid team go. It was with Maker and God damn, I forgot his name. But no, we were able to get a solid, good communication, just a good gelling team, and we were able to make it through. But it has been just a fucking PvP. I didn't realize how bad quick play is now. Quick play is literally nothing but just pure terribleness. Like I couldn't believe how bad. I tried playing a couple matches just to warm up, and it felt like it was way more chaotic and way more so many people leaning on crutches that it was painful. I mean, if I didn't go around a corner and got shot by like a Jotun, and I got shot by a fucking Telesto or a Wave Splitter. It was just that's the way of the Crucible right now. But It is what it is. But Dez, how's your week been, buddy?
I legitimately have not even booted up Destiny this week.
I knew this. I had to ask.
Legitimately. Yeah, I was gonna.
But you were doing a thing.
And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, hey, this thing happened. Who wants to try it? I'm like, well, I'm completely blind. I'm probably the most objective. I'll give it a shot.
Let me just say, for the record, we're gonna talk about what Dez is talking about now. I thought, Dez, you were gonna chew my ass out for doing that. Oh,
I should. Because you need to
I know
not
you
do
should.
that.
I know. I did it wrong. I did it with the. I follow people on both because we inside access.
Double dipping the odds.
Double dipping the odds a little bit. And when we won with the RNGCast Twitter, I said, fuck. I was like, ooh, get my ass for this. Or how am I going to make this better? Is probably a better term. Is what I thought. How am I going to get my ass out of the sling, as it were?
Oh my! That sounds like every time I come home,
dude. It's like we're married, you fucks. Because I had, like I say, when you tweet at the RNGCast, when you tweet at us on Twitter, it's us. You're talking to either Dez or myself. You need to get double G on it, so it's a little bit easier.
You don't want me on our Twitter. You don't want me. You don't want me there. I'm telling you,
like I did.
Do not do it, because then bad things will happen. Do not give me access to a social media account with more people that follow me than anything else.
Yeah, I just got Buster reasonable on our Twitter.
Nah.
Like after like 2 years, it took 2 years.
Well, sometimes it's a little crazy. Okay, I'll admit it. Sometimes I get a little wild. Also, I tend to forget if I'm logged on, what Twitter I'm logged on to.
Oh, I do that all the time. All the time. Oh,
So when Beard hopped on and was like, "Oh, you guys, congratulations, blah blah blah," I was like, "No, I thought I could get away with it."
Like,
I felt like I was getting told on. But luckily,
by the way, the Beard, future guest.
yeah, he's going to be a good one.
Been talking to him, so that'll be nice. But it's dude.
So Des, let me ask the question, buddy. How was Anthem?
Oh, the dog was telling us how Anthem was.
I know, right? I don't want to judge it too harshly, right? Like,
I like where this is going.
Me too.
Like when it works, it's all right. I mean, people were accurate. It is literally Iron Man Simulator, because your power suit is literally an Iron Man suit. I mean, it is that size. It is not the giant mech I thought it was. But it's like the gameplay and such. It's cool and all. They do have a variety of weaponry, like available for your javelin. They have like auto rifles, LMGs, shotguns, sniper rifles, marksman rifles, grenade launchers. So, I mean, there's a variety, and there's, I think each javelin has a unique melee that so far you can't really change. Okay. But melee is a button. It took me forever to figure out how to switch weapons because you can carry 2 weapons. So instruction and such isn't super clear on everything, but then again, I didn't go through any tutorials, so that could have been on me.
Tutorials.
Yeah, right. But like tutorials may have helped me understand a few things. The ultimates aren't super flashy, but they still feel pretty good when you pull them off. Or at least for the javelin that they have in the demo. Like I said, the gameplay itself is pretty cool. Flying is a little wonky. It takes some getting used to. But you can fly. It is limited to basically a realistic sense that if you fly too much, you'll overheat and then you pretty much immediately land. There are some status effects. Like if you're burning, you're pretty much automatically in overheating. So you can't fly away, but flight is pretty much used like wherever, actually. In the middle of combat, you can like fly and break away. Your health does not actually regenerate. Your shield does. Health is dependent upon like pickups and other abilities and stuff.
So like original Halo.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
I was going to say less Destiny, more Warframe.
I mean... It does feel like, because, I mean, people are worried, it's going to feel so much like Destiny. There are certain things that are very Destiny, primarily like the drop system. But of course, then again, I mean, Destiny feels like Borderlands with its drops. So,
I was just going to say that. So
Destiny didn't even like invent how the drops work. But like I said, the drops do kind of feel Destiny-esque, sure. But what this game really does feel like is a slower Warframe, because they don't focus on like the movement speed and such that Warframe does, but they do focus on like I said, it's the abilities are cool. Each javelin, you have like a launcher that's an ability, and another thing that's technically an ability, kind of like the grenades in Destiny. And unlike Warframe, your abilities are not super tied to your javelin. Like you can switch out your launcher for another launcher. Like you have these, you can launch a grenade, or you can like launch out these venom darts are the only 2 things that had in one slot. And yeah, there's a pretty decent variety, it seems. But again, I mean, I've only seen like 1 javelin and such. So yeah, the gameplay is pretty solid. Like it's a little different. It's fun. It definitely feels like a BioWare game. I mean, for sure. Like the gunplay and such does feel somewhat Mass Effect-y.
Holy shit!
But my issue with Anthem, it might just be a demo thing because it might be an early build. But it's got some problems.
Like what?
It's got some problems. I went through their feedback Reddit post, and a lot of people are having the issue of you go into an excursion and you can get an infinite loading time.
Oh.
Where you get 95% done and it just sticks there.
Oh, that sounds like a beta thing.
Yeah, it sounds like it definitely does. That doesn't sound like a game thing. It sounds like
I honestly hope it is, because that's going to be disastrous.
But you would think, even for beta, I mean, they're trying to get customers.
Yeah.
You would have, before, I mean, beta's beta testing, but you would have beta testing of the beta testing to make sure.
An alpha, they'd have an alpha.
And that's the thing, because it's not for me, it wasn't like, every once in a while mission. Every time I loaded an expedition, I had to quit out of the game, reload the game, but then the game's like, but you had an open expedition available. Do you want to rejoin it? And then I would be able to go into my expedition. That was every time I launched a mission.
I've heard that you've had to. What's the equivalent? It'd be like the equivalent of having to go to tower before every mission, kind of thing. Is that correct?
Their hub world equivalent, or what I assume is the hub world there, but their equivalent of the tower is absolutely awful. Because you go into first person in the tower setting, right?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't sprint, you can't do anything. You just walk at a constant pace. And the controls for that just feel sluggish and absolutely awful. I wanted to get out of there as soon as possible. It gave me a negative connotation to the characters, because I didn't want to talk to them to be able to go through the story missions. I wanted to get out of there as soon as possible, because it's almost like your character isn't even a character. It's like your character is the javelin. And that's another thing I just did not like about it. It's just the fact that, like I said, your first person character in between missions, it's just awful to move around with them as compared to your javelin. I mean, I get the fact that, you want your javelin to feel powerful, but I mean, people can run, people can do a short hop. I mean, even Destiny is you can't double jump in the tower, sure, but you can still jump, you can still sprint.
You can emote.
Yeah, I mean, but you can do nothing except for look at shops and look at the forge, go to a mission board, and it's it just feels the only good thing is the fact that the tower isn't as big as the map leads you to believe it is. It's actually a super small area. Yeah, it's just, otherwise that's just awful. And like I said, the infinite loading frame, there were actually people that couldn't even connect to the online service. They sat on that screen from what I've heard, up to 6 hours, just waiting to connect to the online service.
Yeah, we had people in phones that had that same issue.
Who would do that, though? Who would want to do that?
Yeah, that's
6. I'm sorry. I don't care what game it is. There is no effing way you get me to sit down and do 6 hours of anything. Anything.
Yeah, and then the only initial problem I had with it is the fact that there wasn't even enough population, or there wasn't even enough room in the servers for the population. And the first thing they did is we're adding more population to get everyone in. It's how many codes you sent out. Shouldn't that be? Of course, that's. I have that issue. I have that issue whenever Destiny goes into a queue line. I mean, so that's just the thing I ask. It's you should know, what kind of population you're prepping for, based on pre-order sales and crap like that. Yep. So I mean, that should be a non-issue.
My only thing that I from Anthem that I've seen that I've just kind of been okay, you better back it up, is the way their devs talk. I mean, they are very confident in their abilities. I'm not going to say cocky, but they are very confident in their abilities. And they were setting bullseyes. You know what I mean? They were setting bullseyes. They were making comments about Destiny, making comments about other game studios and how they're going to do this and they're going to do that. I don't know, man.
Yeah. All in all, though, the missions that I did play, there was only 4 or 5 missions, story missions you could play. That, and I actually got soft lock 3 times in a row on the last cutscene. It would start, and all of a sudden everything would just freeze, and it's like, all right, reload. Let's try it again. Freeze.
How long does the mission take?
It's about the size of a Destiny mission, really.
Okay.
From what I've seen, the enemies feel like, I don't know, the combat itself just feels, right now it feels
slow,
a little samey. Yeah. They did have an interesting puzzle on one of them. But other than that, it's like, I mean, it kind of does follow the Destiny combat model. It's like, oh, you've got to like decode this thing, so stand near the source and defend it against these enemies. Like, all right, cool.
Oh no, that's like the meme. That's like a meme I have. It's freaking it's Ghost is sitting there, and he's like, "Okay, I need you to be my meat shield for 5 minutes while I read this."
Yeah, basically. I mean, it does kind of have that feel to it. So I mean, if your thing is like a third person and like the shots themselves and such, it does feel very more Division-y rather than, you know, the shooter that Destiny's based on. So I mean, I don't know, I can see it doing well because it does seem kind of fun, but also at the same time, I mean, the fact that they've already made comments about no PvP, I don't see.
Death. That's a stupid move. I'm sorry.
Yeah, if they don't keep PvE content rolling like constantly, I mean, that's one thing that's kept Destiny alive for so long. It's
the only thing that's kept Destiny alive for this long.
I mean, because if you run out of PvE content, whether you love it or hate it, you can at least go into the Crucible and like do something different for a while.
Could you imagine not having PvP and then going through like the wolves and everything like that? Could you imagine not having it? That drought where we went 3.5 months without anything. Oh my god!
It was almost 6 months from House of Wolves to Taken King.
I'm talking okay, but there was like little stuff. But yeah, I get you.
But
it's just man.
But yeah, and the only reason I hadn't followed anything on Anthem is because when one of their first reveals, they revealed Anthem like an E3, and they had absolutely no gameplay. They had nothing, and they were already talking about DLC, and I'm like, nah, I'm not even. Like, nah. So I mean, it does seem pretty fun. I'll give it like another couple runs, but I mean,
so this is how many out of 5 Mike's Harder cans? How many do you give it, Des? So far.
Just on my impressions from the demo, I'll give it about a good 3 for now.
Okay, so three cans.
That's optimistic because I am hoping that a lot of their issues are just demo issues. But if it launches with a lot of these problems, that's easily going to become a 2. But again, I'm not judging it by that. I'm judging it just from demo experience. It's about a 3. Because I can see people definitely having fun, and I'm hoping that these issues are just demo/beta like issues. I'm hoping.
I'm thinking like, is it like Monster Hunter World-esque? I guess you could say, as far as like, they're not going to have PvP.
It does refine it does give me that, like the scenery and how you move through it does give me that Monster Hunter feel, though. Because it is fairly pretty. I mean, Destiny is comparable. Yeah, game. Like at least from a console experience, like Destiny is comparable to it, though. So,
well.
Like maybe for the prettiness, maybe PC will have an edge over Destiny because, you know, the machines will be capable of it. But like I said, just from a console like perspective, it does seem equivalent to Destiny's like skyboxes and such.
How did the flying feel, Des?
Weird. It takes some getting used to, but at the same time, it's not weird because it's done improperly. It's actually done fairly properly, and it feels. You feel like Iron Man learning how to fly, basically. It's kind of what it feels like. It.
Okay, you've played a fair bit of Warframe, right?
Yeah.
Have you gotten to the Arcwing phase?
The Arcwing? Oh, yeah.
Does it feel like that? Like the blade wing missions?
No. Blade wing actually feels a little better than this flying.
Oh god, I hate that. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
No further questions, Des.
But yeah, it is weird. There are some weird collision issues also, because if you run into anything while you're flying, you just stop, and then you have to land. But you have to land on a flat surface. Because if you don't, you just slide off. And if you hit a slope, you're just sliding for a very long time before you land. And in order to cool down, you have to land. Like there's like a cooling status effect that can help you fly longer, but in order to basically overcome the overheating of flying, you have to land, and then you cool down very quickly, and then you can fly again. But yeah, I don't know how I really feel about that all in all, but it's not done awfully. I will say that. Like it could probably be done better, but at the same time, it doesn't feel awful. Like I said, you feel like Iron Man. Like once you actually get the hang of it, it's not so awful, but there is a bit of a curve to it. But yeah, like the Arcwing was a little more intuitive, I feel.
Okay. Also, shout out to the foes that play Warframe. I see you guys out there. I see a few of you in that photography because we love puns.
And also, it's kind of bad because playing this has got me a feel of wanting to download Warframe again. Yeah, because I do like the movement in Warframe.
Des, don't go playing with my heart.
Like I said, I do. The one thing I will always love about Warframe is its movement. Like they got movement down like insanely in Warframe.
Like how Bungie has shooting, they got movement.
Well, and it makes sense because I mean these were people like I found out that studio were like some of the people that helped like with Unreal tournaments, like some of their like multiplayer mode type stuff. So I mean they've been in the game for a very long time. Mm-hmm. So, and they helped like they were working with like Unreal physics very early on. So they've got the one thing you can definitely tell, you know, they've got the movement down in Warframe. But yeah, this, I mean, like I said, it just feels a lot like the combat and such does feel a lot like Mass Effect, essentially. Because I played Mass Effect, I have played Mass Effect 3, mm-hmm. And that's kind of like, of course, that was also a long time ago, but it does feel a lot like that. I would say because you almost want to use your abilities more. Which they don't have a very long cooldown either, which is beneficial. But yeah, it's almost like, oh, shoot your guns until you can basically lob a grenade and murder all these little enemies. Their bosses are cool. I'll give them that. Like the world bosses seem pretty cool. Or at least the mission bosses do seem pretty cool. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I can see the demo did not give me any more hype for this game, though. Is basically my final verdict in it. Like I can see people having fun with it, but yeah, the demo did not do anything for my hype levels for this game. I still might, if I get it, it's going to be a minute.
Okay. So we'll go to one of our guests to see how their week in Destiny hopefully has been. Ghetto, how has your week in Destiny been?
Eye-opening, I guess. You know, I'm kind of, I guess you'd say a bland player. I play with one character. I've never developed any other character whatsoever. Titan, Master Race. Shout out to all my Titans, even the deaf ones. But
what's up, class?
Even the deaf ones. Oh my god!
Yeah, holy shit!
We're going to
hell.
I love you so much. We're going to hell, and I love it.
So this week, after doing some research on those pay for play people that can get you your Lunas and everything else, I was like, you know what? I hate PvP. Oh, that's actually one of the questions I guess we can all answer later. Somebody anonymous presented that to me. They want to know how big all of our PvP penises are. So we can answer that at a later time. But in any case, my PvP penis is very small because I've never played comp. This is the first time that I've ventured into it. And now I understand why people are pissed at Bungie, where, you know, you solo queue and then you're matching up against, you know, 4 stacks that, you know, it's pretty obvious what they're doing. You don't know, but you know that they're, you know, doing this whole experienced, grind for Luna. They're probably carrying somebody else, whatever it is. And I mean, that's okay, but it's like, it's so discouraging when you get into that and you're playing, like, I played 3 matches. I got up to, like, I don't know, 130 points. Then I lost 2. I went to 70. I'm like, well, this is going to suck. And it's my first venture, into competitive. I mean, the Crucible Light, like I said, I loved Call of Duty. Hardcore Team Deathmatch. It was great. I loved every minute of it. But then I come to Destiny, and I can't PvP. I just don't know what's wrong with me. So this week, it's kind of it's eye opening. I was like, I'll just get my Lunas this weekend. Yeah, no, that's not gonna happen.
I feel exactly the same way about that. Like the fact that Double G, you're like, oh man, I'm just doing this that Luna's grind. I'm like, oh man, F that, fuck that, sir. Never. Nope, I'm good, is how I look at that. I'll get killed by it and be like, you've been through hell. You deserve that kill. That's how I look at it. Like,
I mean, I want the gun. I like to think of myself as like a completionist. Like there's a goal. It's the reason why I play the game. It's the reason why I help other people play the game. Mm-hmm. And I want it. I probably will never use it, but I don't like the fact that I got this whole secret thing on my Triumph screen that I have no idea what the hell it is. I got to get that. I just don't know how I'm going to get it.
It's you got to find a group and honestly, what I've noticed is you just got to get the ball rolling. You got to get a team rolling through, and you've just got to grind it for hours and just realize. And now the sad part is, like, for me, because we're at the point where it's like we just got to get up to 2100. So you look at your rank, like I said, I'm at like around 1100 right now. I'm like, God, if I don't get a 4-stack, I'm not playing.
Right.
Like so that's why we went into quick play yesterday, and that's where it was terrible. But the problem with comp, and especially that Lunas thing is what happens is the guys who get that Lunas, who work hard and get it, no doubt about it, then hop into fucking quick play and just absolutely wreck with it.
Smoked. Right.
They wreck with that gun, and it's definitely difficult. So I don't know how. And like I said, I'm not a game designer. I don't know this stuff. They're gonna have to find something that's a little bit more, not welcoming, but allowing people to get in there and give it a try, kind of thing. Because 2100 is tough, man. I don't care who you are or what you have to do. Like, maybe find a different kind of goal to get there, because I know damn well if I was just playing by myself and I wasn't playing my friends, there's no fucking way I get there. Right. There's no way. There's no way to get there. So it's definitely a selective thing, and I like that. I like that Destiny has certain things where, like the titles, like the Dredgen titles, like the Wave, like all those titles. I like that kind of stuff where it separates people, and look, hey, I busted my ass, put the time in, and this is my reward. Well, guess what? I could bust my ass, put my time in comp, and fucking be halfway there, where I'm at. You guys see how much I post. I post every fucking night for comp. And it is tough, man. It's tough. And I can see how people get easily discouraged by it, because it's bashing your head against a fucking rock. But, it's.
Double G, I love you, right? I will never play comp. Ever. This is something you got to know about me. Like I see you on, I'm like, man, I know Double G's grinding for that Luna, and I mean, I could definitely get into a party with him, but that's kind of sucky when somebody's super competitive, and then here I am like, man, I shit my pants at work the other day. You know what I mean? Like,
I'll never trust a fart.
Yeah, exactly. And you're sitting here like, break left, go. Ah, fuck. You know what I mean? It's really awkward sometimes.
No, but the thing is, man, this is okay. I don't understand this about you, man. This is something I still don't get. Being a military guy. Like, I would feel like you could get right in and be like for call outs and stuff like that. I feel like you would be good at that. I feel like you would be good at taking direction and stuff like that. And it's not like you're a terrible player either. You're not a terrible player. I mean, shit, I think that your fears are unfounded simply because quick play, like I said, if it's anything like I played last night, you're better off going to comp because at least it's fucking, at least you got a chance. Like, you get a 6-stack playing quick play, playing against them, good fucking luck. Good luck solo queuing against a 6-stack or a 5-stack. Then you know what, we got beat. Me and Aaron we're not terrible players, and especially not Aaron. Aaron is we got beat like, I don't know, 88-17, like our first match in. Like, it wasn't even close. And I was playing smart. I wasn't feeding. It was just because you can't control what the blueberries around you are doing either. So I don't know. I could see you being there, man. It's like, it's like getting in the pool. Sometimes you just got to jump in. If you keep dipping like one toe in, you're gonna freeze your balls off. But you just got to jump in the deep end and swim with the big boys.
Well, but to defend him a little bit, I don't know if it's an actual, like, a fear as more of a, it's like, why am I going to ask that chick out? She's not going to say yes. You just feel like you're wasting your time.
Hold on. The term fear came up. I just want to say, that's not what this is. This is, I don't want to lose friends because, fun fact about me, I was raised with the father that his favorite term was second place is the first loser. I would win tournaments and have to run wind sprints.
Trust me, I know the stories. I know how competitive you are. But
I play video games to have fun. I don't want to have a fucking stroke.
Man,
I play Gambit. I get crazy in Gambit.
Des, remember this. This is, this day and time. Because remember, not very long ago, I'm never going to get my Whisper. I'm never going to get into the raid. And guess what? Both of those things have happened. Just saying, it's coming. One of these days, I'm going to, maybe I'll have to send him a bottle of alcohol and he'll have to freaking, I'll have to just find him on a good night or something, but we'll get him in there. We'll get him in there. Because my playing with me it's just a quiet. I don't talk at all. There's no yelling or cussing or screaming at all. So
polar opposite of me.
You guys all know well.
A lot of new words playing with Stripes.
I would just say you guys all know well and good how I react to PvP. So, like I said,
I don't rage against my teammates. I rage against the damn enemy for some reason. I just
Strike. Same. That's because we're Marines, Bubba.
Yeah,
we're basically caged warriors sometimes. And it's like, oh my god, I know exactly how. I probably, you and I in PvP would probably be hilarious to hear. Because just how did he do that? I don't understand. Apparently physics don't react to him. Apparently he can just shoot through walls. Is that what the fuck's gonna happen?
What we need to do is we need to get Buster, Stripes, Ghetto, Dez, myself, and Aaron all in a 6-stack, and then just go run roughshod over all these sons of bitches in quick play. That's what we need to do. That would be fun.
That would be that would be a miracle.
Be game.
That would be a miracle to get going because that is just scheduling.
I know.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
I gave myself anxiety thinking about it. But.
Yeah. My asshole got cold. So like when you're walking through a Thai airport, and you have some heroin in your bag. Oh my god, dude! It's like when you see a cop pull up behind you, and then you have that instant thought, like, okay, do I have a warrant?
Yeah.
You know what I mean. Get it. You know what I mean. You ran a fucking porn site. You know exactly what I mean. When you said that, I almost interrupted you. Like, did we just become best friends? By the way, I looked up some of your work. Classy stuff, my friend.
Oh my
Listen,
God.
I'm a fucking deviant. I dig shit like that.
Yeah. No,
Like if a chick ever wrote Buster Knuckle on her ass, I would be like, well, that's my wallpaper. I don't care how the missus feels.
Oh,
babe,
man.
babe, come on, really? That girl has your gamer tag, your alter ego tagged on her ass, and you're just gonna sit there and be okay with it. Yeah. You goddamn right I am.
Oh my god! I love this episode so far. This is awesome. I love this.
Oh man!
I'm gonna watch some of the videos later and just critique it.
Yeah,
I think that'd be a hilarious porn. I think that would be a hilarious.
I'm sure you're gonna watch it and critique. Is that what you call critique? She's like, yeah, but she kind of needs to move a little bit to the left. She's not facing the camera good enough right now. So, God, we're getting bad. No, we're getting really bad, and I'm going to start getting really bad. You guys are going to see a whole new. You're going to see a whole new side of me. I don't know if I'm ready for that dark side to be out right now. I'm not ready for this to be out right now. So, okay, let's get to. We've gone over everyone's week in Destiny. We've all got let's get into the TWAB.
I'm out. I got the Winter Wolf. Yes.
The Winter Wolf? Oh, you fucking son of a bitch.
Just got it. I got it this week. Other than that, I also got the Whisper. Yeah, anyone get a good drop? Because I got one good drop that changed the way I play a certain activity. I got Geomags.
I was about to say, I mean, something that didn't come from the last show. I have Jotun and Izanagi now.
Nice.
Dude, how does Jotun work?
It's kind of like a grenade launcher.
Yeah.
Is it like a charge shot, or you just shoot it and it goes?
Well, charge is kind of like the sleeper, but it launches kind of in between. It's like a grenade launcher is more of a lob. Rocket launcher straight. It's kind of in between those.
Yeah. It also has somewhat tracking, but not like super aggressive.
So
tracking.
like the what's the Cabal gun?
Skyburner's Oath.
Yeah, kind of like that.
No,
sort of. I mean, it's trajectory.
Lankier.
Yeah, because I mean, it does like latch on to what like the general direction of what you're aiming at, and it will curve, and it doesn't have like a huge like blast radius or anything. But I mean, it does have a small blast effect. It does seem super fun though. I can see it like being fun. It has like 5 shots, but yeah.
It wrecks in PvP.
The charge that they talk about isn't actually a special thing. It's just a fusion rifle charge.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's a fairly long charge, but again, it's understandable because it definitely does feel a lot like like a charged plasma pistol shot from Halo.
Oh, okay.
Like back when it's not. I think it was Halo 2 where it started to be able to track.
No, Halo. No, it could track in Halo 1.
But it's not that slow. It is faster than that.
Oh, okay, yeah. You could do that charge shot, and then switch to the pistol, and boom, done.
Yeah, I mean, basically that same like mentality could probably persist.
Halo was coming out of me right now. My Halo background was coming out of me. I felt my tattoo started to burn on me a little bit.
I mean, the only reason I know so much about a plasma pistol because I went into an online lobby at one point in time that was plasma pistol only. And that was back when I thought it sucked. But then I learned real fast how to use plasma pistol.
Dude, it was
a charge shot and then melee, and everything was dead.
Yep. That's how I would instill fear on my brother and stepbrother. Is I would sit there and I'd be like, okay, you guys can use any weapons you want, and I'll use plasma pistol. And they'd be like, oh, we're gonna kill you. So they're sitting back with auto rifles and fucking BRs and stuff. And I would just sit there and just end their life with that gun. Oh, I love that gun. Oh, I miss Halo. God.
But yeah, also Izanagi. Yeah, Izanagi. It's very fun as well. It does a lot of damage to at least your normal bosses, like strike bosses, lost sector bosses, stuff like that. It does chunks of health if you get a 4-stack shot on it. So yeah, I can see that being like a fun gun at least. Like I do not think its DPS is will be enough to supplement its use in something like a raid. Yeah. But I could be proven wrong because there's way more people out there that focus on that kind of stuff.
But isn't it like per? Okay, so it's you're cramming 4 shots into 1 shot, right?
You can. It's whatever's in your magazine gets crammed into 1 shot.
Okay,
so you can have.
It's not gonna beat Whisper though, man. It's not gonna beat Whisper though. Like it's
No, it's high burst damage, but yeah, it does not have the ammo capacity to do any real sustained damage.
I can see it being a good strike weapon.
Oh yeah, like I said, it's fun there. Like it ruins a freaking Lost Sectors boss's day.
What's the damage type on it?
I think it's adaptive, or it might be a higher.
Is it a primary? Is it a?
Yeah, it's kinetic.
Kinetic. Okay. All right. Well, anyone else get anything good?
I feel I always help other people with their RNG. A lot of people, when they play with me, they get really, really good things. But this time, I actually got something that I was able to turn into, for me, it's a God roll. I know everybody has, there's like the whole Bungie standard of God roll, but for me, I have a Forged Machinist helm. It comes with machine gun reserves. It comes with ashes to assets. Now that's like if you kill something with a grenade, it fills a portion of your super. Mm-hmm. But then it also has the Taken armament mod that's on it. So if I kill a Taken with the grenade, it says it has a chance to dump some heavy ammo into your reserves. When they say has a chance, they mean every friggin' time. So when I'm helping people through like Last Wish, or if I'm helping people through the Whisper mission, it's endless heavy ammo for me, where I'm like, I feel godly. Like I now understand like how some of these people out there with the really big PvP-ness, now I'm a PvE-ness? I don't know if that is even a thing. It just makes me feel like,
man, Ghetto, you were one of the greatest guests ever.
coming up with these days. I love this, man. I love this.
But so I run the machine gun, and I have 2 pieces of armor that have machine gun reserves. So when I'm running my hammerhead, I got 332 rounds, which is like it outdoes my rally barricade like nonstop. And then I run it with the inmost light. So when I'm using my rally barricade, it's filling up my super or my grenade. So it's like I feel like one-man army, and it's nice. It obviously it doesn't work for everybody. It's RNG to get that Taken armament from the Last Wish raid. But it's like when I put that all together, I was talking with another member of Foes. I didn't get the idea myself. I was just looking at the helmet. I'm like, oh, wow, ashes to assets. That's pretty good. And then the guy says to me, he goes, wow, too bad it wasn't on your other one with the Taken armament. And I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, that's a good point. And I melted it, put them together, and it's like I feel like I'm so much better than I was. I mean, I wish it would, transverse into the PvP, but I mean it doesn't. But it's like when Stripes and I get together with another guy, Jay Blue, and another guy, Death Jammer, we pretty much run a Gambit massacre. I guess we almost never lose. I've played Gambit with this setup, and it helps so much where I don't even have to touch heavy bricks. I grab 5 motes. I go down to the bank. Usually there's like, the phalanx or whatever that's there. I kill it with a grenade. Instantly, I have 163 rounds of heavy ammo. And I'm like, great.
That is solid.
Yeah, it's solid. So, I mean, it's weird that I'm excited about that. I have, my youngest minion went to the dentist and had 2 teeth pulled out, and people are having babies. And I'm like, yeah, I got an awesome helmet.
Yeah, I mean, also with that piece that increases your for Titans endless light, is it boundless light, whatever. But anyway, yeah, with that piece, you're like a sticky nade will actually one-shot people in PvP.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely,
if it's powered. So yeah, that's awful.
That piqued my that piqued my interest. No. All right. Well, everyone, and no other top drops. We're good.
Oh yeah, I'm getting used to Le Monarch now, and also I really like it.
You getting that perfect shot going?
Well, I didn't because I decided not to use it because of the perfect shot mechanic, and then when I first used it just for giggles, I realized its reticule actually teaches you how its perfect shot works. So that thing is designed very nicely. because it has like 3 stage, like it has like these light bars that as you draw back, it's like it shows you the stages of your draw, and then after that 3rd bar is filled, it'll glow brightly, and that's your time of perfect draw. And if it dims out, then you've lost your perfect draw. So yeah, like seeing that and getting that in my head, it's like perfect. I mean, probably hit about 60-70% perfect shots right now because I'm not super used to it, but it does feel very nice, like running around in a forge, getting that friggin' AoE dot going.
If you're a hunter with Oath Keepers,
I do not have Oath Keepers yet.
Shot.
Yeah, I don't have Oath Keepers yet. That was my first thought, was waiting until I got Oath Keepers before I really gave Le Monarch a try, but well, I don't know if I'll ever get Oath Keepers at this point in time. But I'm not super mad because, I mean, like I said, my first exotic drop in Forsaken was shards. So I'm not mad. Like I pretty much expended like a lot of future RNG by that being my first drop.
Yeah, that was BS. That's BS, man.
Shenron was like, "You're welcome, Dez."
Yeah, right. It's like I'll take a near future of awful RNG just because I've almost always had shards of Galanor.
I was just gonna say, you've already had like literally the most powerful hunter exotic, probably.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So yeah, like I said, I'm still not mad about my awful RNG as of late. I mean, it's been like a month and a half since I've gotten an exotic to drop. I'm cool because I have shards. Fine. I think the last thing I got to drop was Quiz and Best.
That Quiz and Best is strong too. I love it.
I know, right? But it's hard. I don't know. Because if I'm PvE, it's definitely shards all day. Unless it's a raid. Then I'll throw back my Nighthawk back on. But, yeah, TWAB. Bungie has released some words.
Yes, they have.
Yeah, I'm pissed.
Mayhem's coming back.
Yes.
Yay.
Yeah, that's a thing.
After Mayhem. Nope. And after Mayhem is like a week after Mayhem I think ends is Crimson Days is coming back.
That I am excited for.
Apparently it's only going to be for a week though.
I'm alright with that.
From the sounds of it, they don't have anything new in this Crimson Days, which I think that's why it only be a week. Because they're mentioning that if you missed anything from Crimson Days last year, then this is your chance to like re-earn this stuff. So that's somewhat fair. And also, yeah.
No, go ahead. It's fine. I was gonna say it's fine.
They're cleaning house. The methodology of holding on to powerful bounties and getting a jump start into a season.
I'm pissed.
That's gone.
Pissed.
Your powerful bounties are locked at the moment, or will be locked at the moment you pick them up, so they will not carry over. So even if you pop them in the new season, they will still only drop as high as the previous season's maximum power.
Dude, that's gonna fuck the world's first raid teams over, because they are gonna have to grind like nobody's business in the beginning of the game to get up to a high enough light level to get to that point. Yep. Like you're going to see some lower power levels than in previous incursions. You know what I mean? You look at like Dados and stuff like that. That's how they did it. They save all their iron banners. They save all their iron banner stuff, and then they pop it all as soon as they get a new reset, and you get a huge jump. I mean, I even told Aaron to do it, but now I'm all laughing. I'm saying, hey, just turn everything in because they're going to change it all. And I'm fine with that. I think I'm fine with that. It was a loophole in a system that it really shouldn't have been there. Yeah, it was there and it made it nice for people. You could jump up and level really quickly, but in actuality, it's just a way around the system. That's really it is. All it is.
I mean, personally, yeah, I'm fine with it because it puts everyone on like even keel when a new season starts. Except for the fact that if you have time to play.
But doesn't that punish the people that, are playing every day? You got the casual players, you got the grinders. Now, me, I'm a grinder. I play almost every day. You know, my home life affords it because, you know, I got a 7-year-old and my wife is one of those people that sleeps like, there's like 24 hours in a day. She'll find 28 hours to sleep in a day. I have a lot of time, and every day I'm playing. And so you get these casual people that I'm, you know, helping along where, you know, they might be only a 550 light level, but the people that get the 650, what's their motivation to keep playing if they can't bank these powerful bounties? And then if you think about it, when the last Wish raid came out, those guys that got the 560, in order to beat that raid, they did it because they were banking bounties.
Yeah,
and then if they're going to reward something in 24 hours, everybody that beats it in 24 hours, you know, world's first. The next world's first is going to happen the same way that the Forge just happened, where it's going to be 4 days into it, and Bungie's going to be like, "Oh, sorry, we screwed up." So I mean, I kind of disagree with the fact that they're taking it away. I mean, if they're going to do it, they should do it at the start of next season. They're going to say, "Hey, starting this season, don't bank them." But me, it's like, I mean, yes, it personally affects me. I go to my inventory. I want to say 16 powerful bounties from Iron Banner, all the spider bounties, you know, Ascendant stuff. I got all these things banked, and now I'm gonna sit there and I'm depressed. I've been looking at them for 2 days.
So what you're saying is you're bitter because your time of saving those things and no, I'm joking. No, I get what you're saying.
You're absolutely right, though. I am bitter because it's a surprise. Nobody likes surprises.
I 100%. I 100% get where you're coming from. My only thing is that you're artificially okay. It's like this is so dumb, but I'm going to make the reference anyway. It's like in Pokemon when you sit there and you instead of raising your Pokemon right and training it level, you just throw rare candies on it. You know what I mean? It's instead of actually putting the work in and raising your light level up, you're just doing it the artificial way.
But haven't I? I've earned all these bounties.
But you've earned them for this. But my only thing is you've earned them for that season. You've earned them for the season that you're going to. And to be brutally honest with you, I think it was just a thing. Like I said, it was just a loophole that they're just sealing off. Because they want people, because look, they don't want people to be 15, 20 levels higher than everyone else right off the jump. Because that's what everyone was doing. Everyone was doing it. I was even going to do it this season because it was the only way to do it. Because then all of a sudden, now you're increasing pretty much the starting light level for stuff. So now you're going to be too powerful too quickly. Is my only thing. You're making artificial growth instead of letting yourself grow naturally through the game. So then you're shortening your cycle of how long you're going to really enjoy the game. Although I know I'm not saying this to you personally. I'm just saying this because I know you play the game a lot, and obviously you have no problem playing a lot. But there's people that they're like cutting their time short in Destiny by making themselves jump up so fast. Right. You see what I'm saying? Like I just. There's so many different solutions. You know, in hindsight, it's always 20/20. But you know, it's for this. I think I'm a 650 player. I only have one character. What's the reason, besides Last Word coming out next week, that I'm going to play until Drifter comes out? I literally have no reason to play. I have almost every drop except for Osprey from Strange Terrain. I have no motivation. It's like, okay, are you trying to lose players? You know, it's almost like they're willing to sacrifice current gameplay because they want everybody to be, we don't want to hear the whiners when Season of the Drifter starts, you know, because somebody's too powerful. But it's like the only people that are complaining are the ones that are 650 and didn't bank bounties. The people that are 550, they're not complaining. The people that are 300, they're not complaining. It's always the people that, you know, I get it. You have to listen to your demographics and your player base. But at the same time, you know, it's the timing of it. It's just kind of crazy. They've known this was a problem for 2 seasons. And then at the end of one of the seasons, or not even the end, but maybe, you know, 2/3, they're like, okay, yeah, we're going to fix that. But why? You know, why now? You know, can they shorten the seasons up so, you know, the players
have something, more to play for? No, because they, with their Activision plan and everything else, they've already have, the calendar basically set up. So that's why they kind of, in between the two seasons, all right, we got Last Word. In between Drifter and Penumbra, there'll probably be another Exotic Quest or something to break it up. But for the hardcore players, those are the ones they don't take care of, and those are the ones that tend to spend a lot of time with the game.
Okay, so now I'm playing, like I said, I'm playing a little bit of devil's advocate here a little bit, but don't you, like, what I said earlier, like, don't you think that they're kind of doing you a favor because they're making so that you're going to have to grind longer and they're extending your gameplay? You see what I'm saying? Like, they're going to increase your gameplay right now. So it's a thing that, you could take it as a negative, like, hey, I get what you're saying when you're saying I saved up all these things and it kind of sucks that now they're going to be pretty much worthless. Like, they're only going to be good for that season. But they're extending your gameplay to, because how much, okay, so say you were to drop all 16 of those bounties. Realistically, how many levels are you looking to go up?
I realistically look to go up about 10 because each one of those would give me a 5. And if they randomly, the RNG usually pretty balanced for that. Sometimes you get stuck, you'll get heavy drops repeatedly, but
okay, so 10 light level is, for me, depending on how much I'm playing, is probably 2 weeks of playing. You know what I mean? That if I'm playing just PvP like I have been, that's probably even longer. But the whole point is that they're trying to bridge these two seasons, I think. And you've got the one season where, guess what? Like I said, you're like, I'm 650. I've got nothing to do. But how long ago did you hit 650? Obviously a while ago, correct?
Yeah, it was probably about it's 15 days into this season.
Okay, so if it took you 30 days to get to that, I mean, do you feel like you would have, you know what I mean? It's just one of those things where they're extending your playtime. They're making you have to work harder for your playtime to get to that light level fast enough. You know what I mean? If they give us stuff that's going to allow it to jump up that quickly, and they allow that to keep happening, you're just allowing for unorganic growth. And it's just a easy. Honestly, I think it's almost just like an easy button. You're like, oh, I'm already immediately 10 levels higher than everyone else. And that's, I don't know if I like that. It takes away from the actual gameplay and having to grind and go, shit, I'm underpowered. I need to get better at this. I need to do this. I need to do this. Like, it takes away from it. And whenever I heard that, whenever I heard the bounties, I was like, God, I don't know if I want to do that. I want to earn every light level I go up. But that's just me.
I understand. And playing devil's advocate is not a problem. But the thing that I see with it is that if you're 650 and I'm 650 and this is here and I'm doing it and you're not, well, that's your problem. That's not mine. There's plenty of room. You got 50 spots here to save bounties. I got all these saved. Plus I've done all this weeks and I have 16 empty spots. So it's not like it's, geographically demanding of the digital interface. It's just one of those things where it's like, you're putting them into a savings account, and just like real life, everything, life always favors those who are managed to save. So it's, if you're a 650 and don't want to save and you just want to go blow your wad, okay, sure, that's you. Go ahead. If you're 550, you can't save yet. Yeah, I get it, because you got to build up.
Now, to bring this around circle, this is how I truly feel about it. I feel that Bungie fucked up by allowing something like that to happen in the first place.
I'll definitely agree with you with that.
That is where the core error is, because guess what? You're right. If you choose to do that and you choose to prep for the next season, you are 100% right in the fact that it sucks that they're taking it away from you. No doubt about it. That's like, hey, I just invested all this time and conscientious decision to hold on to these bounties and give myself an advantage going into the next season. I'm prepping. Whereas now they're taking it away from you. So I 100% get your problem with it. The real problem lies with Bungie's lack of foresight to say, hey, don't you think we should just limit these to the season? Because if they would have been limited to the season right off the bat, there would be no problem. because you wouldn't be doing that. You wouldn't be doing your time like that. So I think it's going to be a tough pill to swallow.
Oh, definitely.
It's going to be a tough pill. But I don't know if it's going to get people to not play anymore. Is my only thing.
Me personally, I'm not going to not play, but Bungie has to recognize the fact that, okay, so if they're doing this, there's going to be people out there. They're going to be like, oh, well, now I have nothing to grind for. I'm going to go play Anthem. Oh, now I'm going to fall in love with Anthem. Oh, screw Destiny. There's going to be players that it might happen. You don't know. It's the unknown. But the real issue that I have with this is that this is not a new problem. You go back to the D1 days, and I did this. I was smart enough and I benefited, where you go to when Rise of Iron came out. I think it was Rise of Iron 3 or the third year, where I found out light levels are going to go up to 335. I had the I forget what it was called, but where you get the exotic engram drops, and then I threw every one of those in the bank. Every single one of them. And then as soon as that came out, you go in, you cash in one helm. And then you cash in this, and then you cash in that. All of a sudden, in 3 days' time, I'm at a 330. And I was fine with it because that's the system that they had in place. So this whole, oh yeah, we've had a lot of complaints. People have been complaining about this for 3 years. And all of a sudden, you're going to fix it at literally the worst time to fix it when people have already done it. So, I mean, it's like, I would have no problem with the way that Bungie did this, the whole logistical nightmare they created, if they said, starting with Season of the Drifter, can't bank them. I'd be like, oh, okay, lasted long enough. But the fact that they're doing this now, and there's only, 4, maybe 6 weeks left, I'm like, son of a bitch. Now I'm sitting there looking at them right now. I'm literally looking at them on my screen. I want to cash them in, but for some reason I can't. It's like burning money, and I don't know what's wrong with me.
No, Ghetto, the funny thing is, I feel your plight because I'm sitting on all of the Iron Banners from this past season or this past Iron Banner. I completed them all, and I was sitting on them, and I was like, you know what? I'll just wait because that's what I've been doing. I have a couple other ones from the Black Armory, the powerful drops from the Black Armory, and I'm looking at them. I know, like, if I pop them in the Season of the Drifter, I'm just gonna get frustrated. But I don't want to do it.
Yeah, I can't bring myself to do it. I
feel your pain.
Like, I'm almost wanting to do it live on this podcast right now, but I just
do one for me. Do one for me right now. Let me. It's like when when Carbon is licking Scott Tedeman's tears. He's like yes. But no.
I'll do both my Drifter ones that I have.
Oh, okay, good.
Okay, there goes one.
What'd you get?
Nothing. I got a Apocalypse plate. Titan. Second one. I got an exotic.
Hey!
All is not lost. I mean, I'll probably cry in the shower when no one's looking and no one will be able to tell. But
I know he's gonna be like touching his screen where those spots were, where the bounties were on the thing. They're like,
all right, Stripes, you can verify that I'm going to drop 2. You're going to see me take 2 powerful engrams right now. I'll do 2 as well. All right.
Oh yeah, let me do it from my car.
First one, I got 25 Iron Banner tokens and Iron Fellowship gauntlets, and then I got boots.
Iron Fellowship.
Yay!
There's a third, and I got the Bite of the Fox.
Bite of the Fox.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've never been one of those that hoarded bounties.
I mean, I thought I was going to get, every time it's been the one time I decide to do it, they decide, nah, fuck that rule.
That's where I feel. Because that was me, Buster. That's me right now. Because I was like, God damn it, I saved it, and now I have to fucking just get rid of them. So I was like, fuck it, whatever. That's what I personally take responsibility for getting this done. So if you want to blame someone, blame me, because I finally decided to do it, and the minute I decided to do it, that's when we had a problem. So it's my fault.
I mean, I see... Because, I mean, that was one issue. I mean, it's been a lot of issues. Like I said, it's been an issue for a long time because a lot of these raid first teams have been using this system at the very least since Crota, where, some people had reached max max light within the first week that Dark Blow even dropped. I don't think they've had a capability of being able to cap these things before. I think they figured out. I don't know. I'm not gonna say like from that standpoint because I don't know that standpoint, but I don't know. It definitely like closes the gap a bit between the casual and the hardcore players, at least from the idea of a raids first, but at the same time is the fact that a lot of these hardcores and a lot of these raid first teams are still going to have more time to play and grind up their power levels from the start of a season than these casual people, than more casual people even will. It's like I'll probably never hit raids first because they never saved to be. I mean, I don't have that much time during the week to really grind up a power level, but I mean, I can see, like, I can guess to a degree, like, where they're coming from for it, but I can kind of see how they feel. It's like they're going to be damned if they do, damned if they don't right now anyway. Because this reaction is going to come about whenever they decide to do it, whether there's a lot of forewarning or not, really. I mean, it's tragic now because there is very little forewarning. But it's like, starting after Season of the Drifter, this is going to take effect. It's still going to lead to like the same pretty much feelings. It's just, people won't have already saved up a crap ton of bounties.
Right. I mean, I won't lie. I was already kind of looking forward to it, thinking, I'm like, Season of the Drifter, 700 power level. I might be able to get to 670, from the powerful drops that I've saved plus the milestones of that week, which... Does that put me in line for anything? No. But it makes me feel like I didn't waste my time. Well, I mean, not that... now I feel like I wasted my time. But beforehand, it was just like, I was playing for something. It's like, who wants to go do spider bounties? I was helping people through so I could just, get that and put them in the bank. And now it's just... The timing is just terrible. Me personally, if they, came out this week and said, hey, start next year or next season, can't do it. I'm like, all right.
The season of the redacted. They should take that away. I feel the same exact way because it's like that's what I thought. With the couple that I have, I was like, okay, cool. Max is 7. I can get to at least 20 off.
Yeah.
But
internet drop. Sorry.
You're fine.
But,
I saw you left. I didn't want to say anything.
No, internet is fucking up right now.
Besides that, they do have their final preview for 2.1.4, which is changing a lot. Dropping next week. They are apparently changing how the Broadsword quest is working to a small degree. The 5 Valor resets are going to look at if you are capable of hitting 5 Valor resets during any season now. It doesn't have to be the current season.
Yeah, so if you've already got it done.
Yes, it'll count towards that step. They do mention you're still going to need 5 Valor resets in a single season. It's just if you've already done it and you hadn't hit that spot yet, it will look back into it. They are going to be fixing enhancement cords from Legend for Valor and Glory rings because those weren't dropping when you hit Legend, Valor, or Glory.
Okay.
They are tweaking grenade launchers.
What are they tweaking?
They are tweaking... Well, literally the first line is tweaking grenade launcher projectile to feel more consistent on direct hits. Proximity grenades will no longer directly impact, which will prevent special ammo grenade launchers from one-shotting with the perk active. They're increasing the ammo reserve size of special ammo grenade launchers. And they are increasing the initial spawn ammo in PvE for special ammo grenade launchers. So yeah, going to make those direct shots a little easier to hit. And at least for special ammo grenade launchers, proc stat will no longer one hit. So yeah.
Wow, that seems like there's a lot of focus on that. Why?
I know, right?
I don't understand why. So, I mean, is it because? I mean, I don't really see a lot of people using grenade launchers.
Right.
It's. I mean,
I don't know,
are they
maybe-
trying to encourage it? Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe they're like, at least for testing, they've seen issues like with taking away certain more powerful, energy slots, exotics, maybe tweaking them down. Like maybe they saw an issue with breech-loaded grenade launchers and decided to kind of, preemptively do a little work on them, perhaps. Or, like I said, at least for making them feel more consistent, because grenade launchers right now are kind of like a high skill. Not really high skill, but it's a special something to really get a hang of grenade launcher arcs.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to make grenade launchers a little more relevant for the casual users to start using.
Yeah,
because you don't really see a lot of it until they really started doing this mountaintop grind.
Yeah.
Now you see a ton of it, but.
Oh, maybe that could be influencing it as well. Maybe not enough people are going for that.
It could be. Then a bunch of DPS stuff and movies of weeks. And then, of course, Cosmo does mention the Bungie officially spoils it. Like they've dropped hints, but they've never directly said. But Cosmo does reveal the elephant in the room that last word is coming next week.
No way.
They've already like hinted and like very obviously hinted at it, but now Cosmo has pretty much come out and said next week you'll also be sent out on a quest to claim the last word. So there you go.
Weren't those steps already published somewhere or released or?
Some of the steps, I do believe some of the steps already were, which it's definitely, they also, because I do remember there is old school last word step in basically having to go positive in PvP. Where getting kills in some way gives you progress, but dying takes away progress.
Yep.
Oh joy. That's. Oh, well, I mean, it's going to come out when Mayhem's around, so that'll be fun.
Mm-hmm.
I did way too much of Mayhem. Yeah, and that's the TWAB, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's going to be a great time.
Also, they did release a preview of on Twitter. I did catch a glimpse of the preview video of the change they're making to 6-shooter. Looks fun because you have a hunter that activates his golden gun and just going through a forge, murdering so much. It's just like blam, 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 blam. It's like, Jesus Christ, this thing is still going.
So the way 6-shooter works now, it's going to extend with every kill?
Yeah, you basically get another shot if you kill with a shot.
Oh, so if it's like if the last word was a super.
I mean, essentially.
Great.
It's going to be a nightmare in PvP, man.
Yeah. We'll see. It's got to compete with the other ones, though.
I mean, at least right now, it can 2-tap any super. So you 2 shots and you still get 1 back, and that's like an out of super person you can take care of to get another shot.
Yeah.
So I mean, potentially, like it's going to have a skill component to it, but yeah, like a high skill player is definitely going to just absolutely be monstrous with that. And that's one of the few changes that they make that they can actually show off, considering the top tree is just getting the subtle change of the practice makes perfect gives you more super energy.
Yeah.
So there's not really a good way of showcasing that. They'll probably showcase the top tree striker as well. I can probably see maybe the Mobius quiver change. But other than that, like I said, I don't think there's much they can actually showcase with one of those Twitter previews.
They are fun, though, aren't they?
No, they are.
Is that it for the TWAB?
Yeah, that's
all right.
This is the TWAB.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
GG's silent.
So Double G, you reached out to the Foes fam for some topics. I think you got a couple, right? Or I know you had. There were a couple posted in the RNG Discord. I know for sure.
Yep. I got a question from one of the guys. He DM'd it to me. I'm pretty sure it was already answered, like the question, and it just made me laugh. I also took slight offense as being a hunter because.
Cut the mic.
He said, what is your personal favorite class to play with, and why is Titan the best? So, I took slight offense, and I'm pretty sure I
didn't ask
heard
this
that
question. By the way, I just want to let everybody know.
And my opinion, Titan is not the best. Titan's a little OP, but my favorite class obviously is Hunter.
Sir.
I love the mobility of the Hunter. I've been playing Hunter since Destiny's original beta, and I just stuck with it.
I mean, I'll definitely agree with that because I mean, no matter how fun you think a Titan is, knives. Whether they be throwing knives super.
Yeah, I as an exclusive Titan, I don't know if I would agree. I mean, I've never played Hunter, I've never played Warlock, but I have played religiously, with the tandem, or I don't know what a 3-way tandem would be, but whatever. And I would say that every class has its benefits, and it's going to benefit your style. And for me, I don't know if it worked out because this is my style or if I evolved, as my Titan evolved. But it really matters your preference. Yeah, there's a lot of benefits to being a Titan. You got your shoulder charge, which is overpowered. But then, that's not a super, but you got your hunter with the blade barrage. And it's like, oh, what am I supposed to do to that? Nothing. I just watch myself die every time. It's you get your warlock with the chaos reach. It's, almost impossible unless you're just like one of these elite players to counter every single thing as one player. So, I mean, I don't know what I would agree, but, to remain faithful to my Titan community, yes, Titans, master race. But other than that, I don't know if I could really say that it's the best. I mean, I'm the last one that can say that because I only have one character.
You guys know I'm a Titan all day. I will pose this question: if you are playing, say, Gambit, and you don't have a Titan, and you don't have a Titan on your team that's running top tree hammers, aren't you a little bummed?
Yep.
No.
Everybody is.
Actually, not at all. Because again, shards.
But I will say this: I will give shout outs. Shout out to the knife class, the blade barrage. Because holy shit, that shit is fun. And if you have Shards of Galanor, it's just as fun. It's way more fun. And shout outs, this is going to surprise you, to the Chaos Reach. Because, oh man, Double G, when we played double Kamehameha, and we were just melting boss Primevals in, oh my god, it was so much fun. I'm like, dude, I should probably run well. Double G was like, no, just trust me on this one.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree with that more. Stripes and I have played a lot of Gambit together, and with being the Titan, it's like you come in, you do your melting point, and then I back off, and then the Hunter jumps over my head. It's like cinematic, like you see Mad Max Fury Road. This is how I think about it. It's like I do my melting point, I back away, I see Primeval just glimmering in heat. And then the Hunter jumps over my head, and he all of a sudden does the blade barrage. And then the two warlocks jump from each side, and it's like Ghostbusters crossing the streams. And I'm just seeing this yellow bar disappear. And the best part about it is all the hate mail we get from people calling us hackers. It's just like it's a thing of beauty, and it's so nobody really has the Titan point of view on that, because it's in gameplay, obviously it's first person, but like when I just do that melting point, step back. I hit him a couple of times with my malfeasance, but I'm just watching that yellow bar disappear. It's great, and but it shows, I think, that there's really not a master race. It's master combinations.
Oh yeah,
where
for sure.
You gotta have a good team.
God, I'm so glad someone shares that point of view with me, because there's nothing better than going in, smashing with the melting point, and if you have hammers, dropping hammers and just throwing, and
Absolutely.
then all that happens, or you just sit there with your Icolo shotgun or your shotgun of choice and just unload hell upon them.
Yeah, and the best part is, and it's even I'm gonna blow up Stripe's spot here, but every time we see that yellow bar just disappear, it's like everybody's giggling like little girls. It's just like, got him again. It's evil, but it's fun.
Now being on the other side of that sucks a bag of dicks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. Cannot lie.
It's
Every time I launch into a Gambit match, if I see like 4 warlocks on the other team, the main focus becomes just getting that primeval first, because if you let them get that primeval it's gone. With 4 chaos reaches, there's nothing you can do to combat that, other than, I mean, I've saved it a couple of times invading over and just popping them off and while they're doing their chaos reaches, but if you're not on point with those, I like to use my cheesy queen breaker, but if you're not on point with those queen breaker shots, there's just literally no saving it. It's just how fast they can melt it. But like Ghetto was saying, he comes in with that melting point, and then boom, just jump over him with the shards. And then if we're lucky enough to have a warlock with us, the warlock will hit him with their chaos reach, and it's over. It's game over right there. Like, my favorite combination is a Titan, 2 hunters, one with tether, one with shards, and a warlock with chaos, and you're almost unbeatable.
Yeah, it basically, I mean, if you run into that, if it's that team going against themselves, it's whoever gets primeval first.
Yeah.
I mean,
that is why I'm excited.
Yeah, after these changes, I think bottom tree hammers are going to be very nice.
I'm actually liking the middle, the berserker hammers. When there's another Titan involved, it's really fun to play the off. You can play whatever you can play whatever you want. Finally, so I've been playing a lot with that. As long as the primeval isn't flying, you're fine. Then you just have to hit them. If they're flying, you can hit them with the windmill. But yeah, I can agree with you, Ghetto. It's just the combinations that you can use it's hilariously fun.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, if you're in PvP, then obviously, especially if you're doing 1v1, it's every character has a check and balance on another character. It's where it's like, if I do this, I'm going to overpower you, but if you do this, you're going to overpower me, and it's so. I mean, obviously, that's by design. It's one of the things that Bungie kind of got right. Where, I mean, it's one of those things. Like, the more people complain, the more that you're kind of doing things the right way, because they're not happy. It's easy.
Yeah, easy where you come from on there. It's easy. It's peasy.
Then we got a couple. Hold on.
Yeah, indeed. We did get a couple. GG sadly dropped out. Internet death. Yeah. Because we got one from Stripes.
Mm-hmm.
With the Anthem release drawing near and the Bungie Activision split, do you think it's going to be the Destiny killer like some people are saying? With my hands-on experience with Anthem, personally, no.
Good.
But also, before my hands-on experience, personally, no. Because what a lot of people like to come up with the Destiny killer, and there's been several that have popped up in Destiny's good and bad times. And there's a saying floating around in these podcasts that I agree with. The only thing that's going to kill Destiny is Destiny.
Can you hear me?
Oh, God, there you are.
He's
Here's
back.
wind as well.
Yeah. Okay, this is the most janky setup ever, but I apologize for my audio. But this is going to have to work.
So, Gorilla, your thoughts? Is Anthem going to be a Destiny killer?
Hell no. Come on.
Fair enough.
I'm just honestly, it can't. It's not big enough. It's not big enough. There's not enough much of a groundswell. There's no PvP. How? It's gonna. The one game I would say would rival is maybe Division. Maybe give Division a run for its money. Maybe give. I don't know if there is.
Division 2 has some potential to, if they continue to carry over everything they've learned from the first Division. Division 2 actually has potential to make a dent in the Destiny population, I feel.
I can agree with you. Some of the PvE players, I think, would maybe go over there. But other than that, I see Division as more of a competition than Anthem. Anthem is like the guy who comes in bragging big time, and he better back up all his shit. Otherwise, people are going to laugh him off the fucking face of the planet. You know what I mean? They came in swinging a big stick. I hope they can back it up.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the hype that I feel that Anthem gets is just because, it's a BioWare game.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, but if it's a persistent world thing, it's like, I mean, yeah, it might have a decent story, but at the same time, a lot of what makes BioWare. I mean, a lot of their great things, A, was their story, and B, was the fact that in this, like, everything they did, like, they were the first to have choices matter to your character. Like with Knights of the Old Republic, Light Side, Dark Side, God. Those things matter.
That was so great. Those are by the way, those are my favorite games of all time.
Oh yeah, and then with
those games.
Yeah, and then with Mass Effect, like Paragon, Renegade, those choices mattered to the story. But I don't see how they're going to create a journalistic, vague, group-included storyline where your individual choices are going to matter that much. Unless there's a split somewhere and like you can either be a good or a bad guy or whatever. I don't know.
No, you know what's great is that we all can play on from February 1st to 3rd so we can see for ourselves. That's the best part about it, you know?
There's a public demo.
But it's really, I think we chose the best, like, I think the best of us got to get the first look at Anthem because, I mean, you know, I'm a Destiny mark. I'll admit it. Whatever. Fight me if you want to. I probably would have looked at it off the jump negatively as opposed to going at it level-headed like Dez has. So, I definitely will. I'll say this. I'll give it a shot and hop in for the open demo and see. But from Dez, I'm going to be honest with you. The way you describe things, I can pretty much guess that the second I take to the air, I'm going to go, fuck this.
Yep.
And there are definitely some places you have to fly to reach your mission destination.
See,
so
I'm not for that.
The thing is, I didn't like Warframe that much. I just didn't enjoy it. I felt like it was slow, or I know they say it's faster, you guys say it's faster, but it didn't feel smooth like Destiny.
It was fast, it didn't flow.
Yeah, it just didn't feel right to me. But guess what? Like Buster said, I'm a Destiny mark. I've invested so much of my time and my personal life into this game, and it's so much more than a game. I mean, shit, I get up at goddamn 5:45 in the morning to do a Destiny podcast with some bitches. I mean, honestly, there's this game is part of my life, and it would literally take a monumental, like, it would take like a Halo-esque game being dropped that was like once in a generation type game. Is really what I feel like to get me to stop playing as much Destiny as, like, you know, Erin, on the other hand, she has a lot of attachment towards Destiny, but she will play everything else. So honestly, I get a lot of my game reviews from her because she's also one of the harshest critics. She's probably played more games. She's probably on par with you for amount of games played. Like, she plays everything. And so she's a very harsh critic, so I'll probably just let her play it and tell me if I should like it or not. Like everything else, like any good fucking.
You guys heard that, right? I'll let her tell me if I like it.
Hey, that's the way it works. Hey, if you're married, you know the way it fucking works, man. That's the way it works.
True.
You just if you want to have a happy life, you have a happy wife.
Happy wife, happy life.
Happy wife, happy life.
Whatever, we don't. If you want, whatever you want to do, it's fine. Happy person, happy person. Like, but,
Oh yeah, sure. Whoever's wearing the wife pants is wearing the pants.
Exactly. The problem is that I'm gonna get through this. Seems like a game. I don't know if it's for you guys, but it seems like a game. If I were to play it, I'm gonna get through the story and I'm gonna be like, now what?
That's what it seems like to me right now.
That's what I don't. Where's my outside pull? Like, Destiny has so many other things to do. The story is, like, honestly the biggest pain in the ass for a lot of them. Like, there's guys, like, when you hear Des, how much would it take for you to go through day one Destiny 2, go through the entire storyline, get up to this point? How much would I have to pay you?
Can I skip cutscenes?
No. You watch every fucking cutscene.
That's funny. Stripes and I were just talking about this earlier.
That's gonna have to be some hefty coin then, because
exactly, because that's high.
The in mission stuff I can deal with repetitively because that's Destiny as well. But the cutscenes, I don't know. For Destiny 2, I don't think it'd be as much for Destiny 2 as it would have been for Destiny 1, because I at least enjoy the story cohesiveness a little better in Destiny 2.
Yeah, I can agree with you. Destiny 1, I guess I'm still doing Destiny 1 missions on I have an Xbox 360 I play while I'm working out, and it's pretty funny. To see go through the old storylines and stuff like that, and you're like, oh my god! And here's the dirty little secret for all my my friends. I actually started to play with a Titan first on Xbox 360. I told myself, I said, pick the character I hate the most, and then I'm going to play with that first, because I've already played Warlock enough. But, it's just the story. But to get back on topic with Anthem, I just don't see how this game is going to be able to rival Destiny as far as content. Because guess what? A big engine in Destiny is the amount of content it generates. I just don't see that happening in Anthem.
I mean, its biggest comparison is definitely Monster Hunter World, which does have a quote-unquote lot of content for a Monster Hunter game. And it's still doing well, but it's not creating like the population decrease that it did when it first launched. I mean, there's still people into it. There's still
remember
people
when it launched? Literally, it took over.
Yeah, it did.
It took over when it was playing. Like, everyone was playing it, and then all of a sudden it was just like everyone hit a wall. Was like, okay, I'm back to Destiny.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I'm surprised that game didn't get its hooks in me. That's exactly like the type of game that I would, in theory, dig. You know what I mean?
That's what I thought too, and I bought it, and I immediately regretted it. I just didn't. It didn't catch on. Like, I played it, and I wanted to like it, and it didn't.
I know I got a couple buddies that absolutely love it, and I mean,
Same.
Great, toots to you. Let's put it that way, But I mean, I'll say it. Yeah, I am a big Destiny mark because it scratches that itch for me. It does everything I like great.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, you like to grind? Here's that. Oh, you like to shoot things? Yeah, here's that. Oh, it doesn't matter what you use. You just like to experiment and have fun? Cool. We have a story that's so big, we can't put it in-game. So, there's guys like Handsome Dragon and Anon Pig and even Bife that have, like, think about it, 5 years of studying the lore. You know what I mean? That's almost like a college degree.
Yeah.
It is, yeah, exactly.
I don't think Anthem will have that.
It's not, I don't see how it can. I don't see how it can. Destiny.
Now, it's potential, though. Because I will give BioWare props in the fact that the Mass Effect series had a absolute truck ton of those lore bits similar to Destiny.
Oh, 100%. You hear it when I was hanging out in Bad's Discord, they have that whole Mass Effect playthrough thing they're going through now. Mm-hmm. It is, hey, no doubt about it. Trust me, there's a reason I haven't played Mass Effect. It's because I know if I get into that game, I'm going to play it. And I'm going to play it a lot. I'm probably going to like it. But, you know, Mass Effect is still a shooter like game. It's a relatively easier mechanics. This whole flight thing and everything else, it seems like it's not going to be as friendly as like Destiny and Mass Effect, I guess, are in a way where they can just, you can get in and the layman can come in and play and know what the hell's going on. If you have to do flight controls and stuff like that, that may be difficult.
I mean, I don't know. Like I said, like the lore aspect, I can see them getting into, but I don't see them being capable of doing the BioWare thing, like in this type of setting. Mm-hmm. Which, to me, I mean, that just kind of doesn't really decrease it, but I mean, that was a strong suit of BioWare, is being in games and like your choices matter, the things you say matter. And so far, I didn't see that in the demo, and you actually have like branching dialogue in the demo, but I don't see like any effects of that. But then again, still a demo, so I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. We are judging this off of a demo, and it is a beta, so it's like, it remains to be seen. I think there's.
I was about to say the current hype of Anthem. Like I said, I can almost see it being like another Monster Hunter World, where the hype of it will create a population dent, but after that, I don't see it really going that decent.
When is the release date for this game?
2 or 3 weeks, something like that.
Yeah,
2 or 3 weeks. Okay,
demos
so
buggy.
They're
2 or 3 weeks.
So if it's coming out in a couple of weeks, that means that when does the season of the Drifter start?
A couple weeks.
Actually, that's more.
February.
I think next month, like month and a half-ish.
Season of the Drifter, I believe, is going to be end of March.
Then they may get a nice.
Yeah, in March.
Okay, so there you go. So they're going to have a chance because there's going to be a dead period. It's going to be a slow period in Destiny to get Destiny players to go over and play Anthem because they're not going to have anything, especially content creators. They're not going to have too much to going on. I mean, it's a smart play in there because honestly, they know they've already acknowledged their main competition is Destiny. They want what Destiny has. So I think that would be smart. They're going to release it at a time when it's a dead period for Destiny. But the minute, the minute the season of the Drifter launches, everyone's going to be coming back. Yeah. Everyone will be coming back.
Everyone wants to see what happens with the Drifter.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on. All right.
And how Gambit's going to change.
I mean, on Crucible Radio this week, shout out to the Crucible Radio guys. We need to get some of them back soon, too.
That'd be cool.
They had a couple of the developers from Bungie on that were talking about the season of Drifter, and it's going to be an entirely new spin on Gambit.
Yeah,
and I don't know what that means because Gambit is pretty straightforward: jump in, kill shit, summon, kill. You know.
What if you could do like a whole team invade or something like that? Like it becomes multiple people can invade at once.
I mean,
like they bring more of an invasion, like go in and part of like a way for you to like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a way to change Gambit because it's really, like you said, it's a straightforward way of playing. I don't know what else you could do with it.
Maybe the mechanic of like, you can deposit motes in an auxiliary position that at specific levels gives the opposing team like a debuff, or it shields the enemies, or something like that maybe. Because then you have to choose, like, do we summon the primeval or do we fuck the other team?
Yeah, no, there could be like a plus minus system. Yeah. They're doing this whole thing in like
balance.
Where exactly where you were to like put motes in on your side, you take away motes from the other side. kind of thing. Like you could do something crazy like that. I don't know. Spitballing here. You guys know me. I'm just gonna come up with random shit.
But
well, I don't think you're too far. I do have
Any thoughts for Gambit, guys? Any thoughts of what you would like to see more? I mean, as you guys play Gambit a lot more than I play Gambit.
I would like to see something along the lines of that plus negative, like you're saying, something that you can do on your side that'll negatively impact the other side.
besides invading,
yeah, and putting blockers up.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think what you could do. What would be a good?
Do you think they're going to add more gear? I mean, they already said they're adding more legendaries, so that scratches that itch for me.
Yeah. So, all right. So here's a tidbit. There's a couple of people that I talk to at Foes. Where I work, I deal with. I have to be careful how much I say. There are a few people that have information on what's coming up with Bungie, and they have never been wrong. They specifically work for Bungie, and as far as Gambit goes, they're saying, this person has told me, don't think of it as Gambit changing. Think of it with a new experience, as if they were introducing Mayhem. And I said, are they introducing Mayhem? He says, no, they're not introducing Mayhem. But he wouldn't elaborate on that. And then actually have another
Mayhem Gambit. Yeah, that would be sick. Intense. And you ramp everything up. You make all the enemies really, really strong. Ooh, man, that would be invading like fucking.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Another tidbit that he told me, and again, this guy has not been wrong. Like when Forsaken came out, I knew a lot of the things, and so did a couple of the people in Foes. They knew stuff coming up. There's something that maybe, hey, this might be a bombshell for RNGCast, breaking news. I'm not sure. But for D2 Year 3, it is in beta testing right now. PvP public events.
Oh, no joke.
Huh. Yeah.
Nice.
So
that would be dope.
I don't know the logistics of them, but I kind of gotta say, as a PvP hater with a small PvP-ness, I'm kind of interested in this concept.
So that's a Division thing, isn't it? Like a Darkness Zone, like a Division thing, right? Like where you can go into a public event and like.
That I don't know. I don't have the details. But he says that it's. Sorry, I'm playing at the same time, and we're doing Insight Tournament.
I'm doing way more important shit than this, fellas. Come on.
I had to run and hide. But yeah, so it's something that and it's in beta testing right now for D2 Year 3. But if it doesn't pass qualifying, then it will be explored for D3. So it'd be interesting. I mean, I was kind of talking with it. Where I work, there are Destiny players, but they are all PC players, which, in my experience, they're a little bit more arrogant than.
You
just throwing it out there.
You don't say.
Pinning the tail right on the donkey.
But they're actually they're smart guys. So they're talking about how it could be kind of like a capture the flag thing. One of the things that the guy told me, he said I forget the exact words. I'd have to look at the email again. But it made me think of like carrying an orb, like kind of like a kill the man with the ball kind of. So I don't know.
Oh, did you just say Rift? Did you just say Rift? It sounded like you said Rift to me, Ghetto. I mean,
Rift is.
What? I'm offended. It's only the single greatest PvP mode ever.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. That might be why they said that.
Isn't it like Skullball for Halo? Isn't that basically what it is? Like a play on that, guys? I didn't play. Here's a shocker. Didn't play Halo. So I know I've heard the comparison, like something like Skullball, or no one's helping me out on this. Driftball. Okay, thank you, Dez. I knew you would come to help me, buddy. Yeah, you take a spark, you deposit it.
Yeah, but Griffball was like swords and hammers only.
Yeah, Griffball was, dude, you had your hammer guys, and then you had like your flanker sword guys. You'd have the hammer guys charging in the middle, and then you'd have sword guys on the outside kind of flanking. And you'd have your one guy, every team would have their one sneakiest motherfucker who could bounce around and get, oh man, Griffball was fun. That was a completely community-made thing too, wasn't it?
Initially, yes. But it was adopted. I mean, it was
Halo.
adopted by them, yeah.
I'm intrigued by that prospect. Let's say that.
See, now I've never played Halo, but I guess Halo was Bungie, so it
I mean, yeah.
Maybe the game's going to add up.
At least in that era, I mean, yeah.
It is. The shooting is very close to the same, if not the same. I mean, the Halo was a precursor for Destiny. Like, just think of Halo is just a Guardian with no powers. Guardian with no powers is really what Halo was. So it was. Oh, God, I'm getting the feels, man. I miss. You understand? I devoted a lot of my life to Halo. Like, I played every Halo. Like I said, I've said it a million times. Got a Halo tattoo on my body, and I do not regret it at all because I love that game so much. I spent as much time playing Halo as I did playing Destiny 2. It was a part of my life, obviously, but it is a game where you can just. It had a community just like ours. I mean, it was a great precursor for Destiny. Definitely was, and that's why it was so easy for me to get into Destiny because this game is just Halo evolved.
Well, evolution is good.
It definitely is.
All right, so we did have an interesting question from Gorilla himself. If Ninja would have played any other game instead of Fortnite with Drake, do you think Fortnite would still be enjoying the same amount of success?
Yeah,
I've never played Fortnite.
Yeah, I think Fortnite scratches the itch for some people, so I think it would still be successful.
Yeah, I do agree with Burning. It was already starting to overtake PUBG, like in numbers and such. Like at that point in time, that definitely did propel it into a new level. But it might have been slower, but yeah, I do believe it would have still been as popular.
See,
like maybe not a household name as it is now.
I was just gonna say it would not be a social phenomenon.
Like maybe not.
It has become cool to play Fortnite. Like honestly, it's become cool to play video game. And I know that we're already progressing that way in video game culture right now, and the way culture is going. 100% understand like League of Legends and everything like that. It's become very, 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 very popular. But having a mainstream household name that even some old ass guy knows who the hell Drake is, if you adding that gave it, I think, an even bigger kickstart. I mean, it literally made something that was a popular game into a actual game they talk about on the news. You see what I'm saying? Like it's not something where they just talk about it on IGN or any gaming site or you see it on Facebook. No, you actually see this. They talk about it in on the 5:00 news. They're talking about Fortnite, playing Fortnite or something. So it gave it that big step into like the point where it's a social phenomenon. It is. No matter how much I hate the game, it gets people playing games, and I guarantee you that there's people playing games now that weren't playing games before, and I think that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing, as long as kids aren't like. I guarantee you, I'm not gonna let my kids like sit on that crap forever when they're older and stuff like that. I'm not gonna let them sit there and play. I've seen some. I mean, when you hear stuff about people saying, "Oh, I'm sending my kid to a trainer so that they can become a professional gamer." Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? Just that come on. It's like
that, and just because a game becomes a social phenomenon doesn't always mean it will enjoy like incredible like success. Mm-hmm. Because look at Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat was a social phenomenon.
Yeah.
I mean, good lord, it was part of the reason of the creation of the ESRB. News was talking about it, but Street Fighter's still bigger.
Oh yeah,
dude, that Street Fighter thing. Was it in our Discord where the Street Fighter thing, the video?
Yeah.
That was in 2004.
Dude,
that
is
nuts.
one of the greatest. That is one of the greatest things I've ever seen.
Indeed, and that's one of the reasons why Street Fighter Third Strike had a second explosion in popularity, is because of that moment.
Dude, I didn't realize. I like when I first watched it, and he comes back and he blocks everything, and then he doesn't block everything. I thought he was just blocking everything.
No, that's the parry system.
Parrying, yeah,
and that's what I mean. I was like, oh my god, he just timed every single one of those.
15 hits timed
that is
perfectly.
That is in the moment with all those people. That was one of the coolest things, folks. If you really want to see it, watch. There's a video on our RNGCast Discord.
I mean, good lord.
Watch it.
If you're not in our Discord or have an issue with our Discord, DM me. I'll send you the link.
Yeah.
Because the amount of skill shown off there is between, from what it says, two titans of the sport of the playing.
Indeed.
So that was cool, man.
Daigo Umehara and Justin Wong are still common names in FGC.
Really good people, people who are really, really good at Street Fighter, with console or with the sticks, the stand-up sticks. It's something amazing to see, because it's just how do you think like that? I mean, that's for any of those fighting games, Mortal Kombat included. Someone who's really good at a game, at a fighting game like that. You just
it's all frames and data and openings and footsies, and it's. And these are the competitive scenes I came from, having come from into Destiny, and I think that's why my mindset is a little different. But it's, oh god, like I said, watching stuff like that is just that type of skill level is just insane. Because again, here I thought it was Evo Finals, but that was actually Losers Finals. That wasn't even Grand Finals.
That's what I heard. That's exactly okay. That was the whole thing I was going to say. This wasn't even the best two in that tournament. This wasn't even
exactly, because they had already been eliminated once, both of them.
But I've heard that fighting games are like that, like the tournaments are like that. Some guys, guys can get out there and beat the top dog because the skill is so high that someone could just be having a bad day and just absolutely get
for sure.
So
that's like That's like Sonic Fox. Usually, if Sonic Fox is sent into the losers bracket, he doesn't lose again. He'll 9 times out of 10, he'll come back and win the entire tournament if he's ever sent into losers.
Guys, I just saw the craziest accident in my life. Holy shit! Oh my god!
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's why.
Back to talking.
Yeah, that's why I still enjoy watching Final Game. I'll watch Evo moments because they're just freaking amazing, because I mean it's hard work and it's dedication, and a lot of times it's dreams coming true. People can have another great Justin Wong moment is in the fact that he spent he was one of the best Marvel vs. Capcom 2 players, and then when Marvel vs. Capcom 3 came out, there was a 5-year streak. He was second place, third place, 8th place. And then the moment that he was actually able to finally come back and win an Evo in Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 was just so much celebration, and seeing that hard work pay off is an amazing thing.
I just love how we do. I just love how we spam from Destiny, Anthem, Halo, Street Fighter. I love that we do that. I love that we do that.
Fantastic.
All right. So let's see. Did you guys get any questions? I know that
Arisen Phoenix asked. Arisen Phoenix asked for the anime heads out there, Sakura or Hinata?
Hinata Hyuga. Bet she's a freak.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I bet you Naruto does some weird shit. I gotta say,
Shadow Clones. Are we going back to Shadow Clones?
I did say as a smartass though, Tamari.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Nah, she's too controlling, man.
Hey, on the anime side of it, I'm watching Overlord right now, dude. I fucking love it.
Yeah, you pervert.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, buddy. I
Yeah,
know.
it is.
I know who you're talking about.
That is tier 1 anime right there. I love that shit. I just love
Momunga's throwing his dick around, isn't he?
Dude, that motherfucker, that guy just walked everywhere, and it just they just fall. Dude, that guy, dude, eyes gone. Like, I love that, dude. I love that crap. By the way, it is. You guys tell me about that. I'm almost finished with the 3rd season. Is it done after the 3rd season? Is there no more?
No, they're doing it now. There is a light novel that goes on for a while.
Okay, good. I was really sad if it
like it goes on to the clan returns.
Okay, so I'm only on like episode 6 of the 3rd season. Don't fuck anything up for me. All right?
No, you're fine, dude. The Grand Procession in season 2 is a bit of anime magic. I'll say that.
There's some moments in that, like, especially in when Sebas can go. I know we're getting deep into anime, guys, and I'm sorry if you don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But when Sebas goes in and they've sent out those like 5 guys and they're waiting for him tomorrow, they're waiting for him. Oh, we're gonna kill you, blah blah. And he literally punches all 5 of them in a second, and it explodes all their heads, like literally in a second. Like, just goes done. And just punches them.
Yeah, when he goes against the 6.
Yeah, and he literally I just love how overpowered things are. I just love how overpowered they are, and like what he can like do, and just like the whole Lizardman thing. That was pretty fun.
I'm gonna have to talk to you about it, because I mean, there's a lot that I had to look into, and I read the light novel now, so I got a little bit more insight on things. Like it's
a great.
Are you guys into anime? Stripes and Ghetto?
I'm into anime. I'm not as deep into anime as some of you guys, but I watch, I watch One Punch. I watch, I've watched Naruto. I can't get past the early seasons because he reminds me of like Caillou, like a whiny little brat.
Yeah, that's right.
I love Dragon Ball.
Of course.
Still need to see the movie. Ugh.
Yeah, I know, me too.
Attack on Titan, great. That's one I just recently finished. That was that dude. I wasn't ready for how brutal it was, like right off the bat.
Oh,
and I was like, and then you learn real quick that people die a lot, and they die in really terrible ways.
On Netflix, there's 2 that I can suggest right now. It's Sayara the Jaeger is one. It was just put up like 2 days ago. I power grinded through about half the season. It's pretty amazing. And I mean, Baki, if you like fighting anime, or Castlevania season 2 is really good.
I watched season 1, loved season 1, so I'm sure.
Yeah, season 2 is dope.
I love it because I used to play the damn games.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, they've done a very nice job, and I think it's becoming a little more mainstream. You're starting to see, especially, I'm telling you, this whole Dragon Ball movie. It is now the third highest grossing anime film in the United States ever. Correct?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure. No, it is. That's a huge thing, man. Because you're gonna start seeing more and more of those movies. Because they're, in comparison to having actors and making a live, it's way less expensive to make an anime movie than it is to make a normal movie.
That's true, yeah.
It's way less expensive. And guess what? Cheap content that gets makes money. That's got Netflix and streaming services written all over.
Mm-hmm. Unless you were a Miyazaki film.
I have no idea. No idea what that is.
Miyazaki,
I'm sure you've seen a Miyazaki.
Princess Mononoke. Stuff like that. Because in the English dubs, they got people like Liam Neeson doing roles.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Rodolph, if you say you've never seen Princess Mononoke, you're going to watch it today.
Okay, tell my boss that.
Yeah, Princess Mononoke, Spirited Away, Castle in the Sky, Kiki's Delivery Service.
Yeah.
Oh, I've heard of that. I've heard of
Yeah.
it. I've never
Those
seen it.
Those are all Miyazaki movies, or should I say Studio Ghibli movies?
Ghibli.
Which hilariously, everyone knows at least part, or at least everyone born in like the 80s and 90s should know Studio Ghibli's animation style, because it was Studio Ghibli that was contracted to do the animation for Thundercats, the original.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
It was
one of my favorite shows growing up.
Fuck
It was-
yeah.
It was an American production, but like I said, they did get the studio that became Studio Ghibli to do its animation.
okay. What's your favorite old school cartoon show from when we were like
Thundercats.
Thundercats.
Is it Thundercats?
Tom and Jerry.
Fair.
Good one. There is no wrong answer. I just want to let you know
No.
that all those cartoons are fucking great. I was going to say shout out to Conan the Adventurer cartoon.
Also, shout out to Centurions.
Yes.
Oh man,
Yeah. We need to do a show of just us talking about old
the older
old shows that we were into and just see what we can where we differ from, because I think it would be interesting.
Do you know what I forget? I was watching Beast Wars.
Fuck yes.
Transformers. I was watching Beast Wars the other day. I was like, this was before its time, man. Because if they would have had today's graphics,
Oh my God.
think about how badass they could have made them look. Like,
For sure.
remember the graphics were like, the polygons were like so out there, like they were so bad.
Oh yeah, it was just angles.
Yeah, it was a bunch of angles. It was.
Stock scenes just replayed over and over.
over and over.
Yeah,
and
it
over
was-
again. Yeah.
It was great, but at the same time, it's like it'd be hard to go back and watch it.
Optimal
Yeah, I
Optimus.
Just because.
I try to go back and watch some old
Optimus.
He-Man shows because I loved He-Man. Was like my shit.
Oh, hell yeah.
Really young.
He-Man,
Um,
Orko, all of them we got.
Yeah, and it's on Netflix now. And I tried to go back and watch some of it, but it is ridiculous. I can't.
It is.
I just can't watch it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, the old Cartoon Network stuff, I miss, man. I miss watching that. Okay, so you had like your big Cartoon Networks, and then they would show like the older stuff, and like you would get like Johnny Quest and shit like that, and I just
Space Ghost!
Space!
exactly, dude. And I love all that kind of crap, and that kind of stuff just is timeless. It's timeless to me, and no matter what, it's still going to be like, you just got to come in with expectations on it.
God, who was that barbarian that rode a pterodactyl?
Thundar?
I think that was it. I think it was Thundar.
Motherfucker,
Because,
I am
And he had like the little kid that would go along with him.
yeah. Because it was basically like his wife and a kid or something.
Yeah, that was.
I said that motherfucker so quick.
I know, right?
I was
I haven't
like,
thought of
he's
that
gonna
show
say
in
Thundar.
forever.
I know it.
Yeah, I like I said, I haven't thought about it in so long. But thinking of Space Ghost, like, wait, what was that barbarian that had like a, almost like a triceratops that like launched crap out of his nose or something?
Oh, yeah.
I think that was.
And they had the smooths or something like that.
Oh God, that's right. Yeah,
Whoa,
those little blob creatures. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, I wish I could remember what that was called.
Was Thundar, wasn't it?
I do
Was
believe
it?
it was Thundar, the barbarian. I think Buster hit it on the nail on that one. Like, we might be corrected, but that sounds very familiar.
Hold on. There was like a cat man with him and a girl with magic.
I think so. Yeah, because I think she had like that that old 80s like magician look, kind of like that chick with
hold on.
Skeletor.
If I put the cover art for the episode, I think it will be this. I think this is it, because it looks very, very familiar. Hopefully, it's in the right chat because we have two out. It is not. Fuck my life. Why do we have two goddamn chats? How's that for an answer, boys? How about that, huh?
This is. I mean, I'm just looking back through some of the old shows that they used to have on like Cartoon Network, and then before that, I mean, I didn't have cable growing up, so I didn't get to watch a lot of the really good shows.
That's the right one.
But dude, there were some really good stuff that I just have completely forgotten about from back when I was a kid. Jesus Christ.
That it?
Yep, that's it.
motherfucker, I am the take me with you to trivia. I was like in a zone, like I was in such a flow state. He just said, I was like, oh man, Sundar. Do I have? Oh wait, hold on. I'm gonna say one and see if everybody remembers it. Pirates of Dark Water. Do you guys remember that shit?
Of course, I watched the balls out of Pirates of Dark Water.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Every time I do a pirate character, like in a tabletop RPG, or in my head, I think of the pirate Nojitat. Like I think of that, and in my head, I think that means motherfuck. and we were just kids, like, yay, he's speaking a different language, he. And then you're like, now as an adult, I'm like, oh, that's motherfuck, because every time I would have been like, motherfuck, he says it, and I'm like,
Okay, here's one for you. How about SWAT cats?
SWAT cats, yes. Street Sharks.
Dude, I saw something. Okay, Street Sharks. I saw a guy make a digital rendering of what it would look like now for a Street Shark live action movie with CGI sharks and everything like that.
Yeah, it's horrifying.
Bro, it looks so good. It looks so good. I would totally love to watch a redone Street Sharks with really good graphics. I could get behind that.
Mm-hmm.
As just like a smash 'em up, no storyline, generic hero movie. I'd be fine with that. Just have a good time with it. Sure. That needs to happen.
Biker Mice from Mars, though.
Oh.
Holy shit, man.
Mummy's alive.
Mummies. Oh my God, man. What are we doing right now? Like I'm going to start remembering traumatic events as a child now because I'm bringing up all these. Like I've been suppressing stuff for so long that.
Right now, Sin from, I believe he was offered the, congratulations on becoming the host for Hoot Dog Radio.
Yeah, Hoot Dog. Yeah,
right now, he is like, look at RNG being RNG, talking for 3 hours and just keep going. Y'all that's why I listen to you. He tells me all the time, he's like, I listen to you guys at like triple speed. I'm like, it makes sense.
Double, yeah.
Double time.
Yeah.
He has
2x, 1.8.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
I have to, yeah. I have to. When I listen to our stuff, I add minimum at least 1.2. At least 1.2, unless I'm doing something that's going to take a really long time.
I put yours on as I'm driving in between jobs.
That's what we're good.
But, okay, so do we have any more? Do we have any foes questions? Any questions from our foes community? Did anyone?
I don't
know one that we answered earlier.
Yeah, I got a couple questions too. One of them was kind of touched on.
That's all right. Still asking.
Shadows lurking. Since you're wanting questions, now that Bungie is split from Activision, do you think they will focus more on quality over quantity? Or do you think they will keep what they're doing now? Is there a change? Also, if there is a change, when do you think we will see it?
D3.
And when will there be another major fall DLC now this year?
Doubt it.
I mean, as far as the major DLC, I think there's, from what I see from where I work, we see sandbox activity, and like it's all back end data storage, server traffic, stuff like that. We already know that, I already know that there is, sandbox in play. So I think year 3 of D3 is already written in stone. I think personally, this just opens a door for what D3 is going to be.
Yeah. That's because my prediction was like last week, the fact that we're probably going to see another annual pass next year, and
for sure,
maybe or actually this year now. But I think the earliest we're going to see changes and see the impact of this is definitely D3, maybe 2020.
Right.
Is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And the fact that Destiny's able to get away from Activision, I'm not quite sure what Activision's, thought process was. I mean, I know they have profit margins and stuff, but Destiny was not a loser. It is not a loser. And I mean, it originally started as a 3-game, I think it was 3-game, 10-year plan. And it quickly evolved to what the latest grumbling and rumbling and all that is that it's a 5-year, 15-year, 5-game, 15-year plan. So I think that now that Activision's out of the loop, with Destiny's freedom, I think it's too soon to see any changes, because they've already, they've been working from what we think. We don't know. We just know it's sandbox with their servers and stuff like that they do testing on. They've already been testing what we have assumed is D2 year 3, and they've been doing this since before Forsaken.
Okay.
I mean, I think there's obviously going to be a law. They're not going to be beholden and to put out to a timetable. And they've even said it's going to be, a little bit different. There's going to be some growing pains, and it's to be expected, right? I definitely think that the end product, the juice will be worth the squeeze. So that's something, and I do anticipate. I don't want to say content droughts, but there's going to be sizable gaps, I should say.
This is not year 1 Destiny 1.
I don't think that.
It'll be all right.
No, I don't think it's going to be quite that bad. I think that what they're doing right now is they've got great, I guess you could say, beta test for what they're doing for their own game now. Because, I mean, obviously Activision, I don't think they really had creative input in the game at all. I think they just had mandates, like everyone says. They kept them on a schedule. I think it's just going to be, number one, they're not going to have the same kind of resources. It just is what it is. So you're not going to be able to get as much content out as fast as you want. I don't think it's going to come out that fast. Number two, so we're going to have, like Buster said, we're going to have those lulls. We're going to have stuff like that. But in the grand scheme of things, I think, number one, I think the game is going to turn into a darker. It's going to go darker for sure. Everything I'm hearing, everything I'm reading is darker. There's going to be more. I think the story is going to get a lot more in depth because they can. Because if you think about it, if they go too in depth on a story, they're going to start running. They're going to start running out of ideas, I think, and especially with the amount of content we're getting right now, you're almost expecting a story every couple months, a big narrative like Destiny kind of story. It can't just be like the Forge stuff. The Forge stuff, to be brutally honest with you, it seems kind of like it's watered down a little bit to me. This whole Black Armory was kind of like a space saver. At least that's what I'm starting to feel like.
You're also not a lore guy.
I'm a lore guy. No, don't.
Yeah, but see, they didn't introduce enough lore. For think of the casual player. Like, they don't know the story.
Yeah, on the outside, the story.
Yeah, it's if you don't read the lore and you just go by cutscenes, I mean, there are people that do that, and there's people that even just skip them. The Forges don't make sense. They have no idea what the hell's going on.
Yeah. But then again, they already warned, like, this annual pass stuff, they are not doing cutscenes, but rather they are going to focus on, like, more story building lore.
Correct. The one thing that will be interesting, the same guy who told me about the PvP public events, he said that Penumbra will have a introduction to the darkness, which I again don't know what that means. I mean, I know darkness is rumored to be the fourth subclass, but it's also that's also storyline right there. So it'd be interesting to see how that plays out with, like what you said, where Bungie's going to basically do away with cutscenes. And
also, didn't Zol say that we were going to swim in the deep?
Yep.
I mean, because that's the thing. Because
no, I've got a big thing I'm going to say. So go ahead.
No, I was about to say. I mean, like, the darkness itself, not really as like a subclass or anything, but the darkness as an actual tangible thing is starting. I mean, that's one thing with the drifters. Like, he's actually
Guardian versus Guardian.
Yeah, it's like the thing that he's actually hinting at the fact that the darkness that we know that actually attacked during the collapse may not have been the Hive, but the pure darkness may actually be these entities that he's encountered. So,
okay, so this is Spinfoil, just me calling out theories. I have a habit of doing this. I've got a feeling we're going to have some sort of civil war. Probably. I don't know why, but I really feel like there is what sparked it was when we had Zavala and you had Ikora. After Cade's death, there was obviously they were not happy with each other, and we went out exactly.
Say it.
Yes, exactly. There was that whole. I have a feeling that by darkness, it may not be darkness in the way we're thinking about it, like an actual subclass or anything else. I know it's rumored to be that. It could be darkness as the fact that there's a big divide, like Ikora and Zavala, something happened. You know what I mean? Or I don't know. This is just me rambling off. I really, truly feel that there is something coming that we're not expecting because Bungie has they have a way of doing these things. They need to shake things up.
No,
because guess what? If they
Double G, we're totally expecting it. We've seen who it is. It's the newly risen Prince Aldrin. He'll be the swing. The line between light and dark. There's a thin line of gray. He's going to be that line.
And I think Aldrin. I think Zavala is going to do the right thing and make it to where he's going to say like Aldrin, is this, that, and the other. He's going to be on Aldrin's. I wouldn't say side, but he's going to do the morally right thing and try to like. And then you're going to have like Ikora, who's pissed that we're even thinking about entertaining the idea, and that's a split, man. You can take that and run with it, and then give us a choice. Now now we're getting into like some Fable stuff, but what I'm saying is give us a choice where if we choose to side with Zavala or side with the Vanguard, say, or we can choose to side with Ikora, whoever else, and go to explore new powers we haven't talked about yet. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a narrative that would get some juices flowing. You know what I mean?
Well, it's definitely interesting you say that too, because along those lines, especially if they set it up for year 3, you're encouraging people to create new characters, because if you say, okay, I'm choosing the darkness as a darkness player, these are the missions that I have available to me. And, someone else who's not darkness, who chooses light, they don't have those missions. So it's kind of like you could play as two different characters.
But it puts, two different characters, but it also puts weight in your decisions when you're doing it on one character. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, okay, I want my Titan to be the good guy, but I want my Hunter to be the fucking bad motherfucker.
Right. Like, it's like those choose your own adventure books from when you were a kid. It's like, all right, the book ended and I died on a ship. Oh, that sucks. I
agree with the concept, but it's not going to be at core.
You're probably right. My girl probably wouldn't do that. She wouldn't leave Zavala like that.
And you're already labeling Ikora basically a racist.
No.
I mean, if she's going to discriminate against someone for their past as a newly risen, I mean, that's basically. I mean, maybe not racist directly, but it's definitely being discriminatory. Both Ikora and Zavala. Both Ikora and Zavala view the light as like a religion.
Okay.
There's zealots.
I just got one. I got a little kernel here. What if it's the Drifter rising?
That's what I'm thinking.
As
the Shadows?
The Drifter riding it. Yes, exactly. And
you got to choose either you want to be a Shadow or not.
But the Vanguard is against these Shadows because they know what they do, and then we have a choice between going off and learning about from the followers of your to, oh man, see, now we're going crazy stuff.
Yeah, and that's the
Drifter is always saying, "Let's be bad guys."
Yeah, wouldn't it be funny, like the whole time that you're depositing motes, it's actually so he could build up the strength of all this?
Well, I mean, wouldn't that basically build up a throne world? Wouldn't that be?
Well, I mean, here's the thing though, because the issue that Shin Malphur has with the Drifter isn't even the fact that he's using motes of darkness. Like, the triggering effect of Shin Malphur's like interest in the Drifter is the fact that he's somehow summoning primevals.
Yeah.
Which is like the most ancient of Taken. They're like the most powerful of Taken, basically.
Like the dark Raven. Like the Taken Raven power level?
I mean, perhaps not that. Like, Oryx is probably stronger, but like I said, these are like among the ranks of the Taken themselves without like direct connections to worms and such. These are like the oldest in the Taken realms, basically.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, then that was the issue that Shin Malphur even had and like started to have with him. He's like, wait, he's summoning primevals? Like, this is a problem.
Well, fellas, we're getting to that point in time where I've got to get my ass to work.
Yeah, Double G's turning into a pumpkin.
Yeah,
I know. So I think I'm gonna have to call it a day. But first, before I get out of here, I want to say thank you, Ghetto, and thank you, Stripes, for coming on, fellas. It is great to talk to you guys as always. Don't be strangers, please. Please don't be strangers. You guys are welcome on. Anytime you guys feel like you want to come on, you know who to talk to.
We're not next door neighbors anymore. We're cousins. The back door is always open. You guys can just let yourself in.
I'm not sure if I want to be a backdoor kind of cousin, but hey, there's real fun being here. And thank you for having me.
Des is in Alabama, so I don't know. All right,
We'll sign off. Double G, tell everybody where they can find you, buddy.
You can find me in the RNG Discord and in the Foes Discord under Gorilla Golf. You can find me on Twitter. Gorilla Golf 1987. If I say something that pisses you off or you don't like, please come talk to me about it. I love to have a conversation with you. As long as you're respectful, I will be respectful back. That's all I ask. Other than that, you can get on me, PSN, Gorilla Golf. I'm on pretty much every night. If you want to play some comp, you want to play a little something, let me know. Hit me up. Party's always open.
We'll go. How about Stripes? Tell everybody where they can find you.
You can find me on Foes Discord. You can find me on RNGCast Discord. I'm on there regularly. Check them both regularly. Or you can just find me on the PlayStation Network, Stripes9, on all three. I'm always on.
Go ahead, get up. Let everybody know where they can find you.
Yeah, same here. You can find me right on the Discord for Foes. I'm also managing the Twitter account for Foes, which is Foes of Destiny. Taking care of the website as well, foesofdestiny.com. We're always looking for new clanmates. You know, we're just looking to expand the community. And sometimes you might feel that that tap on your shoulder late at night when you're laying in bed. That might be me too. I don't know, but. But anytime
I'm the big spoon.
You always have to be the big spoon. When the wife wants to be the big spoon, it creates this awkward situation. But yeah, no, it was a pleasure being here.
It's weird. I try to be the big spoon, and I always end up being the spork.
Oh wow!
I'm gonna have to steal that. I'll give you credit once, but I'm gonna steal that.
Oh, it's on record. But you can. Everybody can have that one. Des, buddy, tell everybody where they can find you.
You can find me as always on Twitter at DES_Raven. You can find me, of course, in these Discords. And yes, I'm like starting to repiece together my Paladin series. It's happening.
Do it.
Yeah, scripts are being set. I'm still crunching some numbers here and there, but I'm like had played around trying to find like a good video editor that was maybe less intensive, but sadly I couldn't really find anything I liked like that well. Like having issues with certain things, so I'm probably going to end up using my same editor that I used before. So there's that, and yeah. What's that?
And you can find me, Buster Knuckle, on Twitter at BusterKnuckle13. You can find me on the Foes Discord. You can find me on the RNGCast Discord. You can find me on probably every Discord. Not like Gorilla Golf, who has like 9,000 notifications, but I'm there.
One day.
PSN Blister Lister 113. You can find this podcast, the RNGCast, at the RNGCast. You can find us on the Foes website is foesofdestiny.com.
Destiny.com.
That is
foesofdestiny.com.
You can find our link there.
Yeah, the guys were so gracious. The clan was so gracious enough to put us as their featured podcast on that, and for that we thank you again.
Wait, are you saying there's other podcasts out there?
No, there isn't.
Well, actually, there is, and I was recently a guest on Just Some Guardians.
Oh,
definitely go check those guys out because Fudd and Russell and Nick when he can make it are amazingly hilarious individuals, and I love it when we have them on. Whenever we can work with them, it's just a really great time.
I think we need to do a wombo combo soon, boys. I don't know.
Dude, we need to do a mega episode.
Yeah,
combined, I would do it.
I nearly died.
Event.
Yeah, I nearly died while recording that. It's great.
I'll get up with Fudd and Russell and see if we can make the powers combine. And,
yeah, we got to make the Dragon Zord. Come on.
Yeah. It doesn't make sense. That's a paracausal instrument. But
and of course, shout out to Bads and Bads and Potato Thumbs and them. They are also great individuals.
This is episode 139 of the RNGCast. We're out.
140.
140. Fuck me running. God damn it. Fuck.
No.
Keep this written in. God damn it. I had it written down on a piece of paper. I was so good. And then I realized now that it was a piece of paper I used last fucking week. I'm like, where the fuck did I get a purple pen from? And I realized I don't have a purple pen anymore. The missus took it. But anyway, this is episode 140 of the RNGcast. Fuck, we're out.
Later, man.
May the RNG gods be kind to you, Guardians.
Say now, guys.
Say bye. Bye. Say bye, Stripes. Say bye.
We'll catch y'all later. It was a pleasure.
Ghetto, say bye.
Bye. Thanks for having us.
For life. Museum and Fox. Come on.
Yeah. Next up, we need to get those two on. They're busy. Freaking
they are.
Schedules.
Hugely busy.
So I got this building a clan with like 12,000 members.